Hi, folks. I'm Adam.
And I'm Tony. We're your hosts for the Big Bluegrass Bonanza every Sunday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on 105.5 KD Country and at kdcountry.com. You'll hear some of the biggest names in bluegrass from yesterday and today. We'll also be featuring local bands as well.
Big Bluegrass Bonanza is sponsored by Williams Body Shop, Webb's Tire Company, CarQuest, Robinson Funeral Home, the Prospect Diner, Appomattox Outdoor Equipment, all in Appomattox, B&L Carpet and Tile in Halifax, and Choice Hibachi Buffet in Lynchburg.
From Alabama to Wayland and everything in between. 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Game show brought to you by Subway's in Altavista. Subway, eat fresh. So many great things going on in February. Kind of hard not to. The chicken enchilada crunch is amazing. The flatizas are amazing. Everything's great at Subway. Hey, they still got 3 cookies for $1 after 7 o'clock over there at Subway. If you get a sweet tooth like I do, I'm Kyle Haney. My tag team partner, Bob Alvis, is scouring the arena trying to find scouting reports and interviews with the coaches, etc., that kind of thing. So Bob will be up before too long, but it's a doubleheader tonight of basketball for Colonel fans. Lady Colonel's, of course, going to tip off here in, just about 10 minutes live from Altavista High School. Then the boys will play the nightcap. They're taking on Cumberland. Lady Colonels right now getting ready to face off against the William Campbell Lady Generals, so that old county rivalry renewed once again, and it's an old Dogwood District rivalry. We are, as I mentioned, in the playoffs, though. This is the Conference 44 tournament, and this is the semifinal round. William Campbell did get a win on Monday to get to this point, and the Lady Generals coming in with a little bit of momentum there on their side. Lady Colonels have had good momentum all year. Coach Spencer going to talk about that and so much more when she gets a chance to chat with Bob Alvis here right around the corner after this timeout. Subway pregame show. Lady Colonels taking on the Lady Generals. Tip-off about 9 minutes away after this timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
When you need gas or hungry for the best fried chicken around, One Stop Mart is your one-stop shop. Congratulations to the Altavista Colonels on a great season and making it to the playoffs. Remember, One Stop Mart has all of your convenience items, gas, beverages, deli specials with home-cooked food, fast and hometown service. That's One Stop Mart, Main Street in Altavista. Go Colonels!
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Altavista High School is the Subway pregame show. Lady Colonels getting ready to take on the Lady Generals of William Campbell. And, of course, Lady Colonels coached by head coach Deborah Spencer. She's been here for a long time. I don't want to date Coach Spencer on her age or anything like that, so I won't reveal how many seasons she's been in Altavista, but she's a state champion winning coach a couple times over, once in volleyball, once in basketball. Of course, they honored that 2004 state championship team a couple weeks ago here, had pretty much all those former players back in attendance. That was a fun event. Guys did the same thing a week later, but girls really had a good time with that. And this year's team, I think, is going to definitely enjoyed seeing that as well. And, this is a team for the Lady Colonels that went to the state championship game last year, so no stranger to success. I'm sure they want to repeat that here tonight. Tough opponent standing in front of them, though, in the Lady Generals from William Campbell. Another timeout on the Subway pregame show. We'll come back. We'll hear from Coach Deborah Spencer and be ready for the tip-off. You'll hear it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need. That's English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4. In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch and Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans at $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker moon pie for $1 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista in conference play now. They'll take on the William Campbell Generals. Talking to the head coach of Altavista, Miss Deborah Spencer. And, Coach, obviously a good season. Anytime you're in postseason play, it's a good season. How do you approach this? Maybe like the district tournament now?
Yeah, honestly, we approach all of our games the same way. We prepare for each team. But this is just like it would be a district tournament game for us.
And it is a familiar foe in the William Campbell Generals. What worries you about Coach Bowling's squad?
We played them once before this year. Our second game got snowed out. His team, good guard play, multiple three-point shooters, so they can kind of stretch your defense a little bit. They had 6 3-pointers against us the last time, so their deep threat's probably a concern.
The good coaches don't really worry about the other team as much as they worry about their team doing right. Talk about your team as we head into the conference tournament, and just of what you guys are doing well and maybe what concerns you too.
What concerns me is not being on the floor very much, honestly. We've only played, 2 games since, in the month of February. So just not being in a routine of consistently playing really worries me. Things that we want our team to do well is the things we've wanted all year. We want to rebound the basketball well. We want to take advantage of our inside post play, and then play hard for 32 minutes.
I've asked you this question hundreds of times, and I'll probably ask it hundreds of more, but, you guys have been here before. You get to this spot a lot, pretty much routinely. How much of it does the experience of postseason kick in at this point?
You hope for most of your kids who have that experience that it does help them. And the fact that we've been here before, yes, it does help. Unfortunately, we've got half of our kids on our team weren't with us before, so they don't have that postseason experience. So this is something new for them. But we have, 3 seniors that we're going to rely on heavily that do have postseason experience.
And, the other thing is you guys will get to play at home, hopefully for a long time, as long as you can. How important is it to keep the ball rolling at the friendly confines?
You like that, especially becomes really important in the regional play because of the travel distance. That first round of the regional game could land you traveling 3, 4, 5 hours away. So playing at home certainly an advantage.
Coach, as always, appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight against William Campbell.
Thank you.
Deborah Spencer on the pregame show. More after this on 105.5 KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for more than 30 years. For free consultations for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels basketball team on their successful season. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street, Altavista. Virginia's oldest and most experienced bus distributor, Sonny Merriman Incorporated, is Virginia's premier Thomas-built bus dealer. Sonny Merriman has been providing buses to schools, churches, medical facilities, and transit agencies for more than 45 years. Sonny Merriman is recognized for outstanding service and customer satisfaction. Sonny Merriman wishes to recognize the Altavista Colonels basketball teams on their outstanding season, and good luck in tournament play.
I'm hungry. What are we doing for lunch?
E&S Mart.
E&S Mart? I knew they had the best gas prices in town, but lunch too?
You can get 2 hot dogs and chips for $2.99.
Wow, $2.99?
Yep, high-quality Nathan's and Jesse Jones hot dogs with over 30 items from the topping bar, so you can load it up the way you want.
Okay, so let's go to E&S Mart on Lynch Mill Road, across from the elementary school.
With the best selection of craft beers in the area.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Altavista High School, it's the Lady Altavista Colonels. Sort of said that backwards, the Altavista Lady Colonels, but you get the drift. Girls basketball action here tonight, and it is Conference 44 semifinal play. The conferences are new for fans that haven't really listened to a whole lot of our broadcast. It used to be district play, then regional play, then state tournament play. That used to be the normal way it worked. Now they've got the conferences. The districts don't really matter anymore. Altavista girls and guys teams both they played their normal schedule, their normal district opponents, just so they wouldn't have to go out and find a whole new set of opponents. They got those built-in matchups already, so that was good. We got to see the likes of Dan River and Chatham and Gretna, of course, and Appomattox, Nelson County, William Campbell, the usual suspects. But now there's no district tournament. We just got right into conference play. And this is, again, the Conference 44 semifinals. Lady Colonels are number 1 seed. They're taking on the William Campbell Lady Generals under the direction of their head coach, Mr. Jackie Bowling. And they have 3 seniors on their squad. Lady Colonels have 3 seniors on their basketball squad. And they're being recognized right now. A little senior night after senior night festivities. Of course, you've got number 12, Chelsea Robinson. Number 30, Kalia Donegan, who we believe her lovely mother will be up here doing the PA address work after she does her senior night stuff down there. And then, of course, you got number 15, Sydney Morris, who just recently scored her 1,000th point in basketball, which is pretty doggone impressive. I think Coach Spencer said she's had 6 people score 1,000 points in her coaching career, that's a feather in Coach Spencer's cap right there to have 6 people score 1,000 points. But these 3 seniors for the Lady Colonels have been around, and they've been on some very good basketball teams. And we talked about that state championship game appearance last year. A lot of playoff experience with these 3 seniors, Bob. You and Coach Spencer mentioned that. But there's also some youth out there for the Colonels. So it's a good mix of young and old. Kind of like me and you, although I don't know which one of us is young anymore. But there's a good mix anyway.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it is a good mix. And Altavista's been here before, which is also very vital and very key at this point in the season.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, the different format, I don't know how much it affects things. I mean, at this point, it's win or your season's done, really. Now, if you get to Friday, then you're guaranteed a spot in the regional tournament. You want to win so you can host the game. But it's playoff basketball. I mean, this is what we've been talking about all year, and we're finally here.
Right, and, it's like you said tonight. I mean, I talked to Mike Cardellaro, and you'll hear that interview for the pregame show for the boys, but you don't win tonight, you pack them up.
Right.
I mean, it's quite simple, honestly. So it should be a very, very exciting contest tonight. And with the national anthem coming up, we will take a quick timeout and come back right after this on 105.5 KD Country.
The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
When you need gas or hungry for the best fried chicken around, One Stop Mart is your one-stop shop. Congratulations to the Altavista Colonels on a great season and making it to the playoffs. Remember, One Stop Mart has all of your convenience items, gas, beverages, deli specials with home-cooked food, fast and hometown service. That's One Stop Mart, Main Street in Altavista. Go Colonels!
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
I'll tell you, Tim Dudley, he's my American Idol. Great rendition of the national anthem. I'm not sure if he's singing the guys' game or not.
He might be doing
That
double
would,
duty, too. The pep band is here, Bob, under the direction of Mr. Ruiz. They're going to be doing double duty tonight. Dean Hubbard's always doing double, triple headers. He doesn't mind.
Yeah, and he's actually doing the announcements right now, so I can't make fun of him. But
sure.
The night is young.
You can, but you don't want to.
Right.
Night is young, and like we both talked about, great night of basketball, Conference 44 semifinal night, and it is tournament play. Girls going to kick us off. Guys will be in the nightcap, and we couldn't ask for any better weather out there either.
Yeah, I mean, I stepped on the scale today, and it said ouch. So I knew I had to do some running around during the pregame show. You'll hear from Coach Carlero. You heard from Coach Spencer. Jackie Bowling's a good dude as well, former head coach or former student here at Altavista High School. He was on Brian Bowles' staff for several years under the boys team, and I think maybe was even around Robbie St. John as well. So definitely I want to send a shout-out to anybody out there listening. Anna and Katie Alvis, I hear, are listening with Mom and Pops tonight. I took off the media hat at one game this year and brought Anna here for a volleyball game, and she got an autograph poster, had a ball.
How come she didn't ask for my autograph?
We were only getting the famous people that night.
That's funny. No, definitely big shout-out to the entire Alvis family, Anna and Kate. It might not be as fun as like an episode of Sesame Street or Phineas and Ferb, whatever the kids watch nowadays. I don't know, but we'll
They're playing
try and
Candy
keep
Crush. That's the thing.
We'll try and keep it fun.
Another guy that we know on this William Campbell staff, Andy Haga.
Yes.
I joked with him earlier, you haven't gotten any younger, and he said, well, you haven't gotten any prettier. So always fun to, because we saw Coach Haga, for many years when we were doing William Campbell football. So always good to joke around. Altavista, not in the mood for humor tonight, as long as, they can get more points on the board to start this game.
Yeah, I think Coach Spencer taking the business-like attitude like she always does. Now, Coach Spencer's not above having a little fun, too, but the W is going to be important here tonight, and like we both said, I mean, if you don't win here tonight, your season's done, so you tend to see both teams play with a little more enthusiasm and a little more fire. I think we'll definitely see that tonight, although it seems like Coach Spencer's Lady Colonel squads never have a problem bringing the enthusiasm. Other people that never have a problem bringing the enthusiasm, Bob, our starting lineup, as we'll call it tonight, our sponsors. We couldn't do it without people like English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. The One Stop Mart, your one stop for gas, food, and beverages. Fellers Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. Online at fellersdirect.com. English is your complete home center. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, family serving families since 1905. Apple Markets. Check out the weekly specials at all 3 Altavista area locations. David W. Shreve, attorney at law. If you're facing a legal matter, don't do it alone. Sonny Merriman, we are Virginia's bus company. And the E&S Mart, largest selection of craft beers in the area, Bob Alvis. Can't forget about the hot dog bar, best gas prices in town. Oh, and you never can forget, it's the Subway pregame show. Subway Eat Fresh. Kendra and the gang down at the Main Street location. They're having a blast down there.
I need to send a shout out to Kendra. Always love seeing her. I didn't go with you tonight.
I know.
You did the heavy lifting.
No, I'm just kidding.
You did the heavy lifting there. So Altavista and William Campbell, it's for a spot in the Conference 44 finals, which hopefully, if Altavista wins, it's here Friday night. So we'll see how this one goes. starting lineups, Kyle, for the Lady Generals. They will be starting number 1. Almost said Michi Malbec, just out of habit. Number 1, Jordan Hamlet. Number 11, that is Kirsten Smith. Number 30, Michaela Lockett. Number 14, or 34, I'm sorry, Jasmine Rosser. And at jump circle, that is number 20, Kenesha Staden. William Campbell with the possession.
And they forgot about the light situation here, Bob. They did the light show.
Bill's been paid that I know of.
They did the light show, and they forgot that it takes a little bit of time for the lights to reset. They like to cut off and then cut back on. But I think we're ready to go now, as long as you're physically capable.
Yeah, I'm
ready to go.
Good to go. Nice day outside.
Great day outside. Unseasonably warm. I think it's going to get cold again tonight, so you get all 5 seasons in one night. Oh, there's only 4? Never mind.
Altavista starting with the seniors, Chelsea Robinson, Sydney Morris. Shot up by William Campbell, no good. Caroms off Morris. She gets the reject, though, and the ball is corralled by Kalia Donegan, and William Campbell gets it right back. General scored a pass out. Basketball belongs to William Campbell, and it's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, Lady Generals threw it away there. High-pressure defense from the Altavista Lady Colonels, particularly the big SWAT rejection by Sydney Morris, but we'll probably see plenty of those tonight. She got 1,000 points in her career, Bob. I wonder how many blocks she has. I wonder if anybody keeps accurate records on that.
Sydney Morris with the basketball. The aforementioned gets it over to Victoria Burgess. Burgess with a nice bounce pass down low to Kalia Donegan. Donegan has it taken away by William Campbell's Jasmine Rosser. Generals with the rock. No score here from Altavista High School. 1:05 in. And that ball is going to be placed out of bounds on a foul by Altavista.
I think it's on the aforementioned Sydney Morris. A little much body contact there. Kirsten Smith to do the inbounding honors for William Campbell. Still 0-0 score here. 6:54 to play from Altavista High School. Lady Generals tied with the Lady Colonels.
Lady Generals whip it around the horn. Smith, short jumper, not going to fall down. Rebound is loose and picked up by William Campbell. Hamlet squirts it out to Lockett. Lockett comes all the way around. Can't get the shot to fall. Rebounded by Donegan. Altavista is going to go the other way with it with Taylor Kraft. Kraft cross court to Chelsea Robinson. Robinson gets the pass. Now back over to Victoria Burgess. Bounce pass to Sydney right in front of the free throw line. She'll pitch it back out to Burgess. Now Burgess cut off, gets it over to Morris. Morris tries to split the defense, cannot. She'll have to back it out. Three-pointer by Kraft is up, not going to go down. Rebounded by William Campbell.
It's a defensive struggle so far, Bob Alvis. Both teams doing a nice job on their defensive end and also doing a nice job rebounding. 6:05 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. Still no score here from Altavista High School.
A little bit of contact on that last play as well.
Indeed.
Smith, bounce pass.
It's playoff basketball, baby. You're going to get some contact.
I know you. You like that rough and tumble game. Hamlet with the basketball. Guarded by Kraft. Hamlet lobs it back. Now inside to Good. Pass down low is blocked. Or I'm sorry, that was Rosser on the pass. Altavista comes away with it. Basketball in the hands of Morris in the corner. Pitches back to Robinson. Now Burgess swings it right to Kraft. Burgess between the circles. Drives to the free throw line. Thought about a shot. Instead will pass to Sydney on the right side. Morris brings it out beyond the arc. Now Burgess again unguarded. Just pretty much daring her to shoot. And Victoria Burgess throws it back over to Chelsea Robinson right in front of the far side. We are almost 3 minutes in, and so far, no score.
Low-scoring affair here. Lady Colonel's going left to right on the radio dial, scoring on the right-hand basket.
Sydney Morris will break the ice with 2, and she'll have the extra shot as well at the line.
Good job by Sydney Morris there. Great position on the low block. Finished the basket and took some contact. 4:59 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. It's a 2-0 Lady Colonel lead. Free throw up, free throw in. Make it a 3-0 Colonel lead, Mr. Alvis.
Foul is against Hamlet, her first. And Altavista, like Kyle mentioned, leads 3-0. William Campbell coming down this way. Generals have it. They'll squirt in the corner. Altavista double-teaming trap right there with Robinson and Kraft. And they're going to call a foul against Altavista.
I believe they got Taylor Kraft on the foul. Donegan was there on the double team as well, but Kraft a little too much contact. William Campbell to inbound on their own baseline here. They'll throw it long into number 11, Kirsten Smith.
And, you talked about it during the pregame. This is a county
Yes.
rivalry right here, too. Smith gets it back to Hamlet. Now back over to Smith. Smith, the one-handed fling, and it's going to knock out of bounds, and it's going to stay to William Campbell.
Yeah, Lady Colonel's defense very good. Looks like they're in a 2-3 zone or maybe even a 3-2 zone. Chelsea Robinson out there at the top of that zone, and she's long and quick, so that's a great combination to have at the point of your defense.
She deflects that one out of bounds. Altavista in the home white, orange and black stripe down the side. Black numeral is outlined in orange on the back. Altavista written on the front of the jersey. Number centered beneath. Black outlined in orange. Altavista above that. William Campbell with the basketball there in the Road Navies. White striping down the side. William on top, numeral beneath, and then Campbell will finish out the front of the jersey.
Still nobody better at the uniform descriptions than Bob Alvis. I dare Bob Costas to get a description that good.
I dare Taylor Kraft to play defense like that. Kraft gets the steal. Chelsea Robinson can't get the bucket to fall, and Morris is going to take it up, and she's going to the stripe for two.
Morris, right place, right time, trailing the play, got the shot that Robinson couldn't get to go down. Morris was there and then really fouled just immediately as she grabbed it. Bob, she'll go to the free throw line and shoot two.
Fouls on Smith, her first.
Again, great defense by the Lady Colonels. Sydney Morris sinks the first free throw. 4-0. It's a Lady Colonel lead. All of them from Ms. Morris.
Yeah, I was going to say Sydney 4, William Campbell 0 right now, and make it 5. 5-0, and Altavista is going to play some defense in the backcourt, trying to force William Campbell to either speed it up or turn it over. Generals have the basketball. They'll cross it over. That is Hamlet. Now back over to Smith. In the corner it goes to Lockett. And the foul is going to go against Robinson.
That's the team's fourth, Bob. Chelsea's first. Actually, the board says team's third. I apologize.
That's all right. Casey Cox will check in. So will Brittany Mason. And Jackie Bowling wants a timeout. We will observe the stoppage as well. 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go in quarter one. Altavista 5, William Campbell 0. Full 1 minute timeout here on 105.5 KD Country.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need. That's English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4. In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch and Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
3 minutes and 42 seconds remain in quarter number one. Bob Alvis, Kyle Haney, and a few of our very good close friends on the radio and in person here tonight, Kyle. William Campbell with the basketball.
I'm sorry, a lot of exciting people here tonight. Exciting play by Sydney Morris with the steal.
Sydney Morris, one of those exciting people, comes right down the lane. Can't hit the layup as it rims out and rebounded by William Campbell. What do you think Jackie Bowling said during that timeout?
Well, I think he said, we're not playing terrible. We just got to execute on offense. Long two-point attempt on the way there. I don't know if that's exactly what he had in mind.
Brittany Mason goes downstairs for it. Probably said we need to get some points on the board, too, at some point. 5-0 is our score right now. William Campbell trails.
Without a doubt, I think the offensive situation was addressed. I mean, I think the Lady Generals are playing pretty good defense. They've held Altavista to just 5 points in most of this quarter here, over halfway in the quarter. So, yeah, I think he talked about the offense, what we need to do to get some points on the board. I think it probably involves attacking the basket, but, boy, that's hard to do when Sydney Morris and Kalia Donegan are sitting on those low posts down there. They tend to reject a lot of shots that come their way.
Well, and, when they have Chelsea Robinson playing outside and others, it's hard just to get it down there in the first place, just to keep the basketball. Robinson comes away with the steal, making me look a lot smarter than I really am. Casey Cox with the basketball. Cox waits for some help, and it's Chelsea Robinson now over to Burgess. Burgess cut off, back to Robinson. Robinson hands to Victoria Burgess. Burgess bounce pass over to Casey Cox. Cox with the basketball. One step in front of it, inside the three-point line, and knocks it down 7-0. Deborah Spencer wanted some pressure. Now they all back off.
Who says the mid-range jumper isn't used enough anymore, Bob? Great shot right there by Cox. Like you said, really just 1 foot inside the three-point line, knocked it down.
I believe you know my affection for the mid-range jumper. I like a good steal, too, though. Sydney Morris with it. Cox gets knocked to the ground. Morris will go and lay it up from the left side.
Good job by Sydney Morris. You know, she, a lot like Chelsea Robinson you were talking earlier, very quick, very long, can step in front of those passing lanes. She's quick like a guard, but tall like a post player.
Really quadruple teamed right there. I mean, you had a triple, but the sideline makes it 4. And Altavista had to have, or William Campbell just threw it off the legs of an Altavista player. I think it might have been Sydney. 9-0, 2:08 to go. Threw that in there for our friend Ace Eubank, who often frequents these games. Soccer season's getting ready to start. Just around the corner.
Feels like it's a year-round sport.
Hamlet over to number 34, Rosser, who sinks the jumper.
Jasmine Rosser with the pull-up jumper right there. 17-footer goes down. William Campbell finally on the scoreboard. 9-2, Altavista lead. 1:46 to play in the Apple Market first quarter.
And that ball is going to belong to William Campbell. Knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Generals got a steal. I thought it went off the Lady Generals, but the official had a much better angle than we did, obviously. So
Kanisha Staden puts it in play. They'll lob it up top to Hamlet. Tried to swung inside, and it ended up there successfully after a few bounces. Now Chelsea Robinson picks up the loose trash. Minute 30 to go here in quarter one, 9-2. Altavista with a 7-point working margin. Casey Cox lobs it over to Brittany Mason. Cox and Mason not on the same page on that one, as that one will knock out of bounds. Kalia Donegan will re-enter, as will Taylor Graves see some action. William Campbell is going to check in number 44, Jasmine Good. Good, a sophomore. Jackie Bowling sporting 3 seniors on his squad. Deborah Spencer counters with 3 as well.
Yeah, and we talked about it. These 3 seniors have all been around a while. They're pretty much all 3-year starters. If you think back to the years gone by, William Campbell going to get an inbounds here. Going to travel length of the court. Minute 20 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. It's a 9-2 Altavista Colonel lead.
Generals with the basketball. In the corner it goes. And, you know, Altavista really so good at using the extra defender, with that being the sideline. I mean, they've done it multiple times already tonight.
Yeah, good point. The sideline or half court, you know, pick you up and make you force you into backcourt situation.
Brittany Mason saying, not in my neighborhood. Knocks that ball out of bounds, and William Campbell will start it over.
59 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. 9-2. Lady Colonel lead. William Campbell basketball.
Generals with it. Deep 3. Hoisted up by Smith. It'll draw front iron. William Campbell comes away with the board. Lockett pitches back out to Smith.
Really first, second chance opportunity the Lady Generals have had. Altavista has been pretty good on the glass.
Hamlet with the basketball, and it'll knock out of bounds with 38 seconds to go.
You know, even though the Generals are down, I'm sure Coach Bowling feels like if they could hold on to this basketball and score the last points of the quarter, even if it didn't come right at the buzzer, they could take a little momentum into the second quarter.
Generals with it. They'll go in the corner to Hamlet. Hamlet will bring it out with the dribble. Now cross court it goes. Ball knocked around, and Smith will pick it up right in front of Sydney Morse, who is enjoying a seat next to Ed Frazier at this moment. Smith with the basketball, and 19 seconds. Smith comes around, left hand. The layup won't fall. Rebound Altavista.
Kalia Donegan pulls it down. Going to run the fast break as well.
Donegan, cross court. Now she'll get it back over to Brittany Mason. Mason throws up a shot. No good. Kalia Donegan kicks it back out. Graves with the bucket.
Off the window and in from about 10 feet to end the quarter. There's the buzzer. It's an 11-2 Lady Colonel lead. Quick time out here, and we're back with the second quarter. Lady Colonels up big to start things on 105.5 KD Country.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans at $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker Moon Pie for $1.25 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista leads 11-2 as we've hit the end of 8 minutes. And, you know, I enjoy doing the boys' games, obviously, Kyle, for many reasons. And it's always fun to be joined by Mr. Kenny Hunt. But I must say, I do like it when Miss Donegan is to my right, maybe a little bit more than Mr. Hunt.
Yeah, absolutely. She had to...
a little bit better to look at. Probably a lot better to look at.
I'm not even going to go there, but
I will.
Yeah, absolutely. She had to take care of the senior night festivities beforehand, and that was fun. She said her last senior night. I said last one for a while. You know, grandchildren will be around before too long. I'm sure they'll be athletes too.
Morris with the basketball. Morris will put it on the floor with her left. Morris all the way to the rack. Can't get it to fall. Sydney gets the rebound to go up, and now it's going to get called for over the top. That's her second foul. Fifth one on the Colonels, I believe, Kyle.
Yeah, and obviously you don't want to have your big gun Sydney Morris in foul trouble. I mean, that really limits your ability to do a lot of things offensively and defensively. Sydney's going to stay out there, though. And there's 7:49 to play here in the Apple Market second quarter. It's an 11-2 Lady Colonel lead.
Now, that was one of the superstar autographs Anna got when she came to that volleyball game. Sydney, of course, going to the next level to play at James Madison in Harrisonburg for volleyball.
Yes, and that's exciting. Division I athlete, and boy, she plays like it.
We've seen a lot of them come through these hallowed halls.
Absolutely. Lady Colonel basketball after the William Campbell turnover. 7:35 to play, 11-2. Altavista leading.
Victoria Burgess will run the show. Middle of the floor. Goes to Taylor Graves on the right wing. Graves bounce pass into Donegan. Donegan tries to kick it out to Morris. Stepped in front of was Sydney by William Campbell's Michaela Lockett. Now Lockett right side. Now back out to Smith. Smith had it knocked away by Taylor Kraft. And Chelsea Robinson is going to re-enter.
On the court right now for the Colonels, Bob. Victoria Burgess, Chelsea Robinson, Taylor Kraft, Kalia Donegan, and Sydney Morris.
Jordan Hamlet will possess for William Campbell. Hamlet goes back over to Kirsten Smith. Now back over to Hamlet. Hamlet tries the bounce pass inside, underneath. Shot is up and in. That is Jasmine Rosser. Rosser only a sophomore. Listed as a guard on the roster.
Well, you know, we talked about it with Sydney Morris and Chelsea Robinson. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you can't go out there and play along the perimeter. We've seen a lot of great players do that. Good William Campbell defense, and I can't stress that enough. They've really limited Lady Colonel's opportunities.
Robinson will put it on the floor, drives all the way to the rack. Shot up, no good. And she will earn 2 at the stripe.
Foul looked like it was on Kenesha Staten, number 20. And I believe it's 3 team fouls on William Campbell. Just Staten's first. And Robinson a little banged up down the stretch this season. So was Sydney Morris. They were limited by some injuries, but both appear 100% healthy now.
I think we're obligated to give Oscar Briggs a shout-out. And, you know, talking about Sydney, her dad gives Oscar a hard time, which makes him one of my favorites as well. So we'll definitely give Oscar the shout-out. International man right now, Mr. Briggs.
The international man of mystery, Agent Zero, Oscar Briggs, vacationing in sunny somewhere, northern hemisphere, possibly even southern hemisphere. I don't know. I don't think he's in Sochi for the Olympics, though. 11-4. It's a Lady Colonel lead.
6:21 before the Subway halftime show will reach us. Smith looking to inbound. William Campbell puts it in play. Wow. I'll tell you, Lockett was flirting with the half-court line when she caught that basketball. Hamlet will fire in the corner for 3. That is no good. Rebounded by Smith. Great hustle to hustle after it, but great hustle by Kraft to come away with the steal. Robinson outlets it over to Burgess. Burgess will hand off. Now over to Robinson. Robinson beyond the arc. Had it just, I think, slip out of her hand, and Smith will pick it up.
Hey, that's something we should talk about more, Bob. Unseasonably warm out, and he had some humidity with that rain, too. So sometimes the footing and the handling of the ball is not always
Kraft
given.
Is just mugged in the backcourt, and the foul is going to go against Hamlet.
Yeah, Kraft kind of hit the deck hard. Pop right back up. She'll stay in the game.
Second foul on Hamlet. 4 on the Generals. Altavista with the basketball. Graves Robinson puts it on the floor. Has it go off the hands of Rosser, though.
Yeah, Robinson lost the handle again, though, trying to drive to the basket. I just wonder if there, might be a little condensation, moisture, humidity, whatever you want to call it, making it a little bit tougher.
Sydney gets the inbound on the low block.
I mean, it's a balmy 60 degrees out there. I know there's still some snow on the ground, and like I said, there was that moisture around.
Well, I know you're friends with Bill Nye. Give him a call and see if the atmosphere and the scientific theories are applying to this game.
I'm always
Burgess
interested
with
in atmospheric conditions. 5:10 to play here in the half. Colonels lead 11-4.
Robinson being given a shot by Rosser from the corner. Don't think it hurts anything if the Colonels want to slow things down if they so choose, because they're up 7. And William Campbell has had some problems putting the ball in the hole here early. Burgess with the basketball.
Yeah, solid William Campbell defense right now. They're giving the Lady Colonels the long jump shots. Altavista doesn't really want to try them. They prefer to get the ball inside.
Morris splits, had it taken away by Smith. Sydney playing with 2, so she can't pick up a knick-knack in the backcourt.
Good point.
And, I mentioned Jackie Bowling, a graduate of Altavista. I think it's in DNA that you must play defense and be committed to the cause. Hamlin will pick that up in the backcourt over and back.
Yeah, a little bit of an errant pass. Coach Spencer doesn't like some of the things that's going on. She wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with her. Full 1-minute timeout. 4:30 left to play in the half. Lady Colonels up 11-4 on 105.5 KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for more than 30 years. For free consultations for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels basketball team on their successful season. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street, Altavista.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob and Kyle back here from Altavista High School, and Kyle, always fun to, sometimes it takes a lot to get me out. And then, the girls' basketball was enough tonight. But working with you, that's like the bonus. And by the way, happy belated birthday.
All right, man. I appreciate
53 yesterday.
I feel like just yesterday I was 52, though. That's the thing about it. So I feel good inside. And, you didn't even mention the guys' game tonight. Got to stick around because it's going to be a fun one. Guys' team taking on the Cumberland Dukes. And, again, that's a Conference 44 semifinal as well.
You don't need basketball to have the dial set on 105.5.
Love what you're saying.
Morris gets it inside. Donegan puts the shot up. No good. Rebound. Donegan squirts it out to Cox. And, you talked about inside earlier. William Campbell's defense inside has been phenomenal.
Really has. Burgess going to try that jump shot that they were giving him and knocks it down. And Burgess making William Campbell pay for that defensive strategy there.
Well, and that's going to loosen it up a little bit on the defense side. Sydney will allow William Campbell baseline. Basketball taken away by Kraft. Seems like Altavista is getting in some spurts here and there, and if the Colonels can get in enough spurts, William Campbell's going to really have a tough time. Kalia Donegan from the low block. 2 more.
Yeah, 2 easy points there for Kalia Donegan. Nice finish after a nice feed from Casey Cox.
And a whistle is going to stop play.
3:46 to play in the Apple Market second quarter. It's a 15-4 Altavista Colonel lead, and of course, 3 great Altavista area Apple Market locations, Bob. Main Street, Gateway, and Riverside. Foul was on Casey Cox, her first. 5th one on the Lady Colonels as a team.
Rosser will be at the stripe for a pair. And, one thing, too, I think when you look at Altavista, part of the thing that leads to so much success other than good athletes is good coaching. And Deborah Spencer has got some of the best coaches around on her staff. Susan Short's been here for a while with Coach Spencer. Ed Frazier has been here for a while as well. Sarah Maddox played for Coach Spencer and then just picked up a clipboard after she graduated. So, I really think, it takes a village.
I think you're right. And, the thing you mentioned that they've all been around the program. All 4 of those coaches you mentioned, pretty good players in their own right.
Yep.
At various eras, of course, but they could all really hoop it up, and that's important too. You don't have to be good to know the game, but it does help, and I think it maybe gives you a little extra credibility as well.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. Casey Cox trying to hit it on the glass, no good. Morris gets it up and in.
Not going to find too many that good. Sydney Morris, great leaping ability. Skies up there for the rebound. Sticks it right back up with the contact. Headed to the foul line after the field goal. 17-6. It's a Lady Colonel lead. 3:32 to play in the half.
What a play by Sydney with the strength to get that up. Lockett with the foul. 5 team fouls on each side. And a dime will get you $1. That Lockett is some type of relation to the brothers Lockett that Oscar and I saw last week on the guys team. And speaking of the guys team, William Campbell up in Buena Vista tonight taking on Perry McClure. We hope to have updates of that one during the guys game, as the winner of that one would play the winner of Altavista Cumberland. The winner of the other girls semi plays the winner of this one on Friday as well.
Yeah, Perry McClure's ladies team, also the number 2 seed, excuse me.
Basketball loose, and they're going to call a foul. It's going to be against Altavista, and it's going to go against number 22, Taylor Kraft.
Yeah, going to get Kraft for what I believe is going to be her second foul, Bob. 16 fouls. 3:15 left to play in the Apple Market second quarter. It's an 18-6 Lady Colonel lead.
William Campbell with the basketball. They'll go underneath and saved and kept in bounds.
Traveling violation there. Too many steps. And it goes against number 11, Kirsten Smith. It'll be a turnover. Lady Colonel basketball. I kind of misspoke there, Bob. Altavista is number 1 seed on both the girls and the guys' side. And Perry McClure is the number 2 seed on both
playing
sides.
Central tonight. Cox with the basketball. Casey Cox over to Burgess. Now Burgess to Morris at the free throw line. Sydney splits the defense again, goes all the way to the rack, slices through it like cheese butter.
Good play right there for 2 points. Caught it at the free throw line from the high pass. Couple dribbles, gets her right to the top of the rim.
William Campbell with it, and guys' game is supposed to start at what time? 7? Hope
25 minutes
hope
after
we're
the
done with
finish
the
of
first
this one.
half by then. A lot of fouls here early on. 7 against Altavista now.
That's what Bob's point was. 17 fouls on Altavista.
Sorry, I guess we haven't worked together as much this year, Kyle, as normal, so I guess I got to let you in on
I thought you didn't really know what time the game was supposed to start.
Probably didn't know that either. I was probably trying to get to twofer right there. Cox with her second foul.
Yep. First free throw, no good by Kirsten Smith. Second one on the way for the left-handed shooter. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Donegan.
Kalia will lead it up with the pass over to Cox. Cox over to Donegan. Donegan tries to save it, but could not keep it in bounds. And Jackie Bowling would like to call a timeout. We will observe it as well. 30-second break here. Altavista leads William Campbell 20-6.
Virginia's oldest and most experienced bus distributor, Sonny Merriman Incorporated, is Virginia's premier Thomas-built bus dealer. Sonny Merriman has been providing buses to schools, churches, medical facilities, and transit agencies for more than 45 years. Sonny Merriman is recognized for outstanding service and customer satisfaction. Sonny Merriman wishes to recognize the Altavista Colonels basketball teams on their outstanding season, and good luck in tournament play.
Your high school sports station, 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista with the basketball. I'm sorry, actually, they'll be playing defense, but defense sometimes can lead to offense real quick with the Colonels. And a foul again.
Yeah, another foul on the Lady Colonels. 2:17 to play in the half. It's a 20-6 Colonel lead. This is going to send Michaela Lockett to the free throw line. Good job driving on the baseline. Really didn't have the best angle to shoot from, but ended up drawing the foul anyway. So smart play. Foul is the first on Erica Mabry.
Shot up, no good on the free throw by Lockett.
2:17 to play. Subway halftime show to follow will feature at least one special guest, Bob Alice.
Maybe two, you never know. Lockett sinks 1 out of 2.
And then, of course, after the game, we'll have the old Subway post-game / pregame show, wrapping this one up and then get ready for the guys. That'll be a fun time.
Burgess will just pull it out for a moment with 2 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Winner of this one will get the winner of Perry McClure and Central Lunenburg. Kalia Donegan trying to get Altavista there. Colonels lead by 15, 22-7 as Donegan hits it in off the left side.
Great job by Donegan. Good pass to get it to her. Then Donegan was really triple teamed, but using the height to her advantage, sticks it in off the window for 2.
William Campbell just, really one thing that's hurt them is they just haven't been able to string a run.
Agreed. Too many turnovers. Haven't been able to get consistent scoring. Their defense has been fine. It's just they can't really hang on to the ball and score.
Hamlet fires from deep, no good. Graves with the board. And a long one as well. Graves cutting through everybody and tried to get rid of it before traveling. But she will be called for the violation.
Yeah, Graves grabbed that long rebound, tried to run the fast break herself. William Campbell did a good job getting back on defense and really just caught Graves in a bad position.
Speaking of a bad position, jump ball is going to be the call. And William Campbell, I'll tell you, they were in danger of not getting across the timeline there, so really a break for the Generals.
Yeah, it was good defense by the Lady Colonels there. Really didn't allow William Campbell much. Not anything here either.
A good defense again. Victoria Burgess with the steal. Burgess was going a little bit too fast, got underneath too quick, and could not convert the layup. Smith will come down this way. Thought about the pass, instead holding it. Burgess all over her. And William Campbell, I don't think that's the worst play in the world. When you get in trouble and you're near the sideline, and if it's going to be 5 seconds, throw it off the other person. Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all. It's really a smart play. We see it a lot. And, when you're falling out of bounds, it really is the smartest play.
Smith is going to be called for steps.
I mean, you don't want to burn the timeout.
Well, yeah, you've already burned 2.
Exactly.
And, we go with 5 for the whole game between the 30s and the full.
Right. 1:03 to play.
And this is not college basketball. So, if it gets late, the clock does not stop on a made basket.
Right. So those timeouts can come in handy. We've seen that over the years. William Campbell playing that good, tight defense. Lady Colonels have the 22-7 lead. We're under 50 seconds to play in the half.
Good hold for 1. Donegan tries to split the D, gets it back to Robinson. Burgess, free throw line jumper is up, no good. Rebounded by Rosser. So now William Campbell has got the chance to hold. Now, do you still like the hold and get the points going into the intermission?
Well, I don't know. When you only got 7 points, you may just want to take them and take the best shot that you can get. Free throw line jumper here will go in.
Not really the Doc Naismith form-fit shot by Rosser. She kind of caught it and spun and flung it to the hole. 22-9. Altavista and a steal. William Campbell with it. 10 seconds to go. All the way down are the Generals, and that'll be a foul on Burgess. And that is team foul number 9. So I don't think William Campbell's going to get to the double bonus, knock on wood.
Well, you never know. I mean, a missed free throw, if you're committing over the back foul or something like that, it could happen.
That's 2 right there, though, for the act of shooting.
We talked about, should William Campbell hold for 1? Will they knock down the free throw line jumper? They may have a chance to come down again and score before the quarter's over. 9.5 seconds left. It's a 22-9 Lady Colonel lead. Scratch that, make it 22-10 as the first free throw goes in.
1 more for William Campbell. I believe that is Lockett at the stripe.
Hard to see the number from our angle. It is Michaela Lockett.
Donegan gave me the affirmative, so, we got to give her credit because she's helping us out big time tonight. Rebound by Altavista. Mason will squirt it over to Burgess. Colonels have got to go. Donegan with it. Donegan comes all the way down, takes a shot up and in. Kalia Donegan pushes the lead back to 14.
Great way to end the half right there. Missed free throw. Lady Colonels get it down. Got 9 seconds to get it from basket to basket. They do just that and score. And we'll take a timeout and head to the Subway halftime show. It's a 24-10 Lady Colonel lead. Halftime right after this on 105.5 KD Country.
I'm hungry. What are we doing for lunch?
E&S Mart.
E&S Mart? I knew they had the best gas prices in town, but lunch too?
You can get 2 hot dogs and chips for $2.99.
Wow, $2.99?
Yep, high-quality Nathan's and Jesse Jones hot dogs with over 30 items from the topping bar, so you can load it up the way you want.
Okay, so let's go to E&S Mart on Lynch Mill Road, across from the elementary school.
With the best selection of craft beers in the area.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
When you need gas or hungry for the best fried chicken around, One Stop Mart is your one-stop shop. Congratulations to the Altavista Colonels on a great season and making it to the playoffs. Remember, One Stop Mart has all of your convenience items, gas, beverages, deli specials with home-cooked food, fast and hometown service. That's One Stop Mart, Main Street in Altavista. Go Colonels!
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show here from Altavista High School. Lady Colonels sport the 24-10 lead over the William Campbell Lady Generals. I'm Kyle Haney, and our special guest, as mentioned, as advertised, Jeremy Ace Eubank. And Ace, boy, you used to grace these airwaves back in the day a little bit. We got you back now in a little different capacity here, and it's not to kick Bob Alvis out, although I'm sure we'd all love that. But we'll get your expertise. We'll talk about the basketball, then we'll talk about some soccer stuff as you are coaching here at Altavista High School now, and then we'll talk about whatever else we want to, Bob included. But Lady Colonels, great season last year, obviously making it to the state championship game. Another great season this year. Any thoughts on this game or the season in general? I don't know.
Well, from what I've seen of the first half of the girls' game, they've done a good job breaking the zone, penetrating, getting the ball inside to Kayla and Sydney. And they've also hit some outside shots to kind of extend that zone that William Campbell's been sitting in the first half.
Yeah, Bob and I talked about that. You make a few from outside, and you can kind of loosen up that zone a little bit. Guys' team is, really scored from everywhere on the court this year. We've seen it all, and I know you've taken in a bunch of games as well. It seems like Coach Cartalero's got things going in the right direction again.
Yeah, around this time for really any sport, you really want to be building to be peaking towards that hopefully state championship. And right now they've been playing really well. And, once they get Michi back, we'll see. Hopefully they can continue on the same progress they've had so far in this conference tournament.
Yeah, word on Michi was 2 to 4 weeks when it happened, and boy, with the snow, I kind of lost track of when it was. I think it was 2. It was probably I know when it was. It was the Roanoke Catholic game up at the Salem Civic Center. So, that'll be 2 Saturdays ago this Saturday. So that's about 2 weeks right there. And like they said, 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Obviously, if you're a Colonel fan, you're hoping for 2 weeks, but you can't count your chickens before they hatch. And you're an athlete yourself. I mean, the worst thing you want to do is come back when you're not 100%, and you run a risk of re-injuring that thing again, right?
That's very true. And, the one thing that, is good about the boys' team that I've seen so far is they've been able to build their depth through the injuries that they've had to Juan or Michi, which has allowed the others to kind of get a more rotation going with having those 1 or 2 players out within that time frame of the last 3 to 4 weeks.
That's a great point. Bench play from the Colonels has been pretty solid this year. Walker, Allen, Nelson Dews, Navy Jones, etc. It's more than just that, but those are the first 3 that pop into my head. Let's transition to spring sports now, since it was a spring-like day out there after the rain cleared anyway. Altavista soccer team, what you got for us this year, Ace? Tell us about the club.
Well, we're going to be a good team, I believe. We have a lot of newcomers coming out, both freshmen and sophomores. We do return our all-district and all-conference, or all-region goalkeeper in Chandler Pribble this year, which, from what we've seen of him in the fall league, he's done really well. So we're looking for a good season, and hopefully we can build the youth that we have and continue on to the region and hopefully state level this year.
Yeah, and of course, things for you guys are the same way as far as conference play goes. I know you don't want to make any predictions, but do you feel good about your chances of getting out of the conference and getting into that regional play with some of the new faces that you're going to have to take on?
I would say we feel fairly confident. We've seen some of these teams in other leagues that occur both in the fall and winter season. We've also seen some of these other teams just from other scrimmages, other games that we've scouted. I would say that, it's going to be competitive, but I feel that we could definitely get out of our conference, get to the regional, and hopefully to that state level that every sport hopes to get to eventually.
Absolutely. Final thought for the evening. What points of emphasis for you guys as far as the soccer coaching staff goes? What kind of things are you talking about more this year as far as getting the Colonels to do on the field and in practice, that kind of thing?
Well, I think the first thing that we would need to build on is just getting used to the players that we do have on the field. With a lot of youth that we have coming up from the freshmen to sophomores, we really need to filter them in with the returning players that we have that we're going to be looking for good starting minutes out of. The second thing that I would say is hopefully no injuries. As any team, especially in soccer, you start 11, you usually play anywhere between potentially 7 to 8 deep depending upon the talent level. Hopefully we can have no injuries, build a talent level, and continue on throughout our season. I mean, we've gotten our schedule, we've liked our schedule from what we see, and we're hopeful that we're going to have a very good season this year.
Good stuff, Ace, and thanks for coming up again, giving Bob a little breather, and we look forward to having you on more and more as much as we can. Lady Colonels look forward to a good second half, that is. They got the lead right now, 24-10. Timeout here on the Subway halftime show on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need. That's English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4. In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch and Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show continues here. Another shout out again to Kendra and the gang down there at the Main Street location. Always keeping it fun.
Do we get
food's
food
always fresh? Yeah, that's a good point. We're doing double duty. We should be able to run down there in between games and get some more food. At least get some cookies or something, right?
That's a good idea. When we got some time, I'll hold down the fort.
I like that.
Have you seen that parking
don't put
lot
it
back
past
there, though? It's might be tough to get back in. Altavista. No, not me. Altavista with the score 24-10 right now, Kyle. Let's do a little quick review here as I'm going to get you some numbers. What's Altavista done well in your opinion? What do they need to do a little bit better?
Well, I think they've done a good job playing defense. I mean, obviously, when you hold a team to 10 points and a half, you've played very good defense. I think they need to improve maybe on some of their shot selection. They've thrown the ball away sometimes, too, so taking care of the basketball, maybe getting some better shots. Lady Colonels should be fine here, though, with the 14-point lead.
And then on the other side, too, you know.
Yeah. William.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Our sign language wasn't working out.
I thought you said they're on the other side.
What have they done well, and what do they need to do a little bit better?
Yeah, I think the Lady Generals defense has, also been solid. They've done a good job keeping Altavista out of the paint, which is obviously what you want to do when you're talking about Morris and Donegan. And for William Campbell, obviously, we know it needs to change for them. They need to get some more points on the scoreboard. Almost got a steal to start the half, but Altavista was able to recover and get it back.
Colonels with it in the corner. Robinson will drive underneath and had it poked away by Rosser.
Rosser going to bring it down. Now just hand it over to Jordan Hamlet. Bob Alvis is going to get you some first half totals in the scoring department here. in just 1 second. We are just underway in the third quarter here. 7:25 to play in the Apple Market third quarter. Jump ball there tied up at the foul line. Donegan had her hands on it along with Jasmine Rosser, and they're from different teams. So that's the old mutual possession rule, and alternating arrow goes to William Campbell.
I like that description. It was so simplistic, but yet so honest.
Wasn't
They're
it,
from
though?
different teams.
Air ball and the shot attempt from William Campbell. Rebounded by Chelsea Robinson.
Having a good time here tonight, Kyle.
Yes, we are. Injury on the court, though, as it looks like Jordan Hamlet has gone down, favoring the ankle leg area. Don't want to speculate, but this will give Bob a little extra time to get those numbers for you. And again, just game 1 of 2 here tonight. Boys team will be on the hardwood following this one, 25 minutes after. Bob made the joke about what time's the game is supposed to start. It's supposed to start about 25 minutes after the girls' game. There's the simple answer for that one. But guys are taking on the Cumberland Dukes. And the Cumberland team is here. They've made it, what was that, about later part of the first quarter. They walked in the gym there, Bob. They're sitting on the bleachers. And, you know, Altavista used to play Cumberland in those non-district regular season games a lot back in the day. Don't know if they'll have any faces that we remember, but certainly not a completely foreign opponent for the Colonels.
Scoring real quick at intermission as Robinson slices a D. Can't get the shot to fall. Morris with the rebound and pitches back to Burgess. William Campbell, only 2 scorers in the books. Lockett had 2. Rosser had 8 for Altavista. Sydney led them with 12. Kalia Donegan 6 points all in the second quarter. And 2 points apiece from Casey Cox, Taylor Graves, and Victoria Burgess. Shot up by Altavista, won't get to fall. Rebounded by Chelsea Robinson. And I guess those halftime stats get to another mention for Subway.
Absolutely.
The halftime show. And we'll have another halftime show tonight in between. Good Lord willing, this could become a trend here for the next week or 2, doubleheaders.
Yeah, if both teams keep winning out, they would keep hosting, and this would be it would really be a fun ride here in the playoffs if we could have these doubleheaders all the time.
Altavista with the basketball. They'll try to swing it down inside to Donegan. William Campbell comes away with the steal. Smith lays it up and in.
Job by William Campbell taking advantage. You know, that was the thing. They caused some turnovers in the first half, Bob. They really couldn't take advantage of them, but they did that there.
5 minutes and 50 seconds to go, though, and they got their first 2 just under 6 minutes. So, Kyle, the lead cut to 24-12. Altavista doubling up the Generals right now, but, you know, it's a case where, you know, I don't want to say too little too late because it's only in third quarter, but, again, William Campbell has got to string something together and not have stuff like that happen. Taylor Kraft from the corner just inside the arc for 2.
Second or third time we've seen the Lady Colonels knock down a really long jump shot like that with just inside the three-point line. Good shot from Kraft on the long jumper.
And, you know, that's the thing. Altavista doesn't get satisfied offensively. The defense is there as well, as William Campbell is going to have to call a timeout. We will observe the stoppage as well. A 30-second break. Altavista on top, 26-12 on KD Country.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans of $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker Moon Pie for $1 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
No fouls in the first 2.5 minutes, so it has been a cleaner start to the second half as opposed to the first half when, Kyle, you and I are fans of boxing. That's what keeps the friendship alive. But, it was really a lot of banging.
It was, and the officials were calling a tight game, and, neither team, I don't want to say they didn't adjust to it, but they committed a lot of fouls and slowed some things down just a little bit.
Rosser might have gotten away with some feet moving.
Ended up losing the ball anyway, so it goes as a turnover.
And, Altavista High School is a great location for broadcasters to watch a game from. But, we're up top. We can kind of Monday morning quarterback it and everything like that. But the officials down there, sometimes harder to see those calls.
Absolutely. We get a great vantage point up here. A lot tougher down there. Chelsea Robinson going to take it to the middle of the paint.
Slices through and deposits 2.
5:05 to play in the Apple Market third quarter. 28-12. Lady Colonels, I should say, stretching that lead back out.
Lady Colonels get the winner of the matchup between the Fighting Blues of Perry McClure and Central Lunenburg. Robinson goes down to Morris. Morris has it knocked out of bounds. There's some trivia for you. Central Lunenburg's name.
Chargers.
Because it just slipped my mind. Central Lunenburg's had some good athletic achievements here recently. Especially the Gridiron a few years back. They were a very good football team.
Well, if you go back to the 70s and 80s, they won 4 or 5 state championships. So, definitely.
I'm talking recent memory.
Definitely some athletes running around Lunenburg County there.
What a fan of history you are. I keep forgetting about that. Altavista trying to get it inside. But again, if William Campbell's had one thing to really hang the hat on tonight, it has been the defense in the, I don't want to say post, but really just inside the arc.
Yeah, they've really packed that zone in tight. They've limited Sidney Morris's chances.
Kraft for 3, nothing but nylon.
Yeah, if you're going
from
to
the
pack,
left side.
if you're going to pack in the zone, how about the 3 from the left wing there, though? Taylor Kraft doing the honors. Nice shot.
Well, and you got to give Altavista credit for the athleticism. It's double teamed again, and William Campbell knocks it off of Colonel. You got to give him credit for the athleticism with Morris and Robinson and Donegan getting those moves. But in terms of just a straight post play of inbound turn, fire 2, that has been few and far between.
Absolutely. Donegan going to check out for a much-needed rest. On the court right now for the Lady Colonels, Victoria Burgess, Taylor Kraft, Sidney Morris, Lindsey Chapman, and Chelsea Robinson.
You read my mind. I was just getting ready to do that, but we've been doing this so long together. We can finish each other's.
4:08 left to play in the Apple Market third quarter. I just wanted to mess with you there. Shot goes up for William Campbell, wouldn't go in. Going to get a foul, I believe, on the Generals here. As Bob Alvis in a fit of laughter down here. No, it's a foul on the Lady Colonels. I'm sorry.
Jasmine Good missed the shot is what I was talking about.
Yeah, foul goes on Chapman. Her first of the half, so you mentioned it. Much cleaner half of basketball there. We probably could finish each other's sentences, but I didn't want Bob to be right. First free throw goes down, makes it a 31-13 Lady Colonel lead. 3:59 left to play in the Apple Market third quarter,
I
Bob.
heard that's actually your pet peeve. Letting Bob think he's right.
Oh, yeah,
31-13. Really imperative for the Generals, too. Every trip you make to the line, and you don't know how many you're going to get, but hit those shots with the clock stopped and when you're trailing 17.
Yep, Jasmine Good does make both, so she cashes in and certainly puts the Bob Alvis theory into practice right there.
Because, even though it's the third quarter, 3:45 left, again, Altavista can... kill clock with the best of them. So, William Campbell, you don't know how many possessions you're really going to touch.
Absolutely. And especially if the Generals keep packing in this zone, it becomes harder to get the basketball away from Altavista.
Burgess splits around the defense. No good. Rebound corralled by William Campbell. Might have really been able to, call a travel off that because 2 Generals had the hands on the ball for more often than I think Altavista did. Colonel's getting on the jump. 3-pointer by Kraft, dead on, no good. Chelsea Robinson with an easy rebound. Miss Robinson's neighborhood tonight, 33-14.
Yeah, Chelsea Robinson really great on the glass. And I'll tell you, that's a good thing to have when you can be active on that offensive glass like that. Sometimes a missed shot turns into your best offensive play.
Hamlet fires it in the corner, no good on the shot. Rebounded by Altavista. And, you can always say, well, it wasn't a shot, it was a pass. Chapman will pull it out. Now over to Burgess. 2:54 to go here in the Apple Market third. 33-14. A lot of great specials at the Apple Market. And Lindsey Chapman trying to make a special as well on the shot. No good, but the foul is going to be away from the basketball.
He was on the box out there. It looked like Michaela Lockett maybe a little too aggressive there. It's the Generals first. Lockett second.
Yeah, her second. And William Campbell picks up their first foul. 5 minutes and 15 seconds into the second half. They lob for Morris. And Morris slips and falls.
But they are going to call a foul there as Morris helped to the ground a bit with the referee made the old tripping sign. Usually you got to be on the ice for that. See that in hockey. It was a foul against Kirsten Smith.
I love that. I don't know that I've ever seen that, honestly, in high school. At least with the motion of the old tripping. Burgess with the basketball. Burgess had it knocked away. Casey Cox will pick it back up, though. Altavista keeps possession. Cox needs some help. Sydney Morris comes to her aid. And Sydney just to the end of the Altavista bench towards midcourt. Brittany Mason going to check in on the next dead ball. Morris, free throw line. Normally Sydney would put it on the floor and drives. Instead, elects to back it out. 2:05 to go here in the third. Morris again pitches back out to Cox. Tell you what, Altavista's doing a good job of moving around, too. I mean, not that 3 seconds is called often, but Altavista not really even staying in that lane to, get that call.
Yeah, great point. They're active. They're probing from the perimeter. They'll throw it into the foul line there. If nothing's there, they'll just kick it right back out and try the whole thing over again.
Cox tried to go to Morris. It's taken away by William Campbell. Generals come down this way. The layup is not going to fall, and over the back, Hamlet. Yeah. Hamlet can't be much bigger than Casey Cox, but got called for going over top of Casey.
Yeah, jumped up, tried to swat at the basketball there. Good defensive positioning from Casey Cox there on the rebound. And he gets some substitutes in the game for the Lady Colonels.
Sierra Gordon with her first action of the evening for Altavista. Joined by Cox, Mason, Robinson, and number 21, Brandy Bell. Robinson with the basketball. Now across court to Mason. Mason doing a good job to keep the ball up top. Now Bell over to Cox, back to Bell. Robinson on the wing. Buck 10 to go here in the third, and blocked by Good. That's going to be the fourth team foul on William Campbell. So William Campbell has had 4 straight fouls before anybody has scored points.
Yeah, it's not a good statistic to have. Great inbound play there, though, as Mason can't convert the 5-footer.
Bell. She's only a freshman. Now over to Robinson. Gord back out to Robinson. Robinson's jumper in and out, no good. Mason with the board, too strong. Rebounded by William Campbell.
Yeah, Generals do a good job there to avoid giving up any points. See if they can cut into that lead, though.
Hamlet, head fake. Kick out. 3 by Rosser, no good. Bell secures a long rebound. Rosser chasing her in the backcourt. Now Bell across the timeline over to Casey Cox. Cox inside the arc. It's going to be short. Mason gets it over to Cox. Cox in front of the free throw line gets in 2.
Cox, the recipient of a really nice pass there from Mason, who fell to the ground, found a way to dish it out over to Cox. Then Cox sinks the set shot there from about 13 feet.
Long shot by the Generals, no good. Rebounded by Chelsea Robinson. Robinson all the way down the floor. Robinson lays it up with the left, no good. I think she's going to be fouled by Good as well. We'll see who the foul was on, but Chelsea's going to the stripe for a pair.
7.1 seconds to be exact, left to play here in the Apple Market third quarter. It's a 35-14 Lady Colonel lead. Chelsea Robinson on the free throw line for Altavista. First one is up and first one is in. One more quarter to go in this one after the 7.1 anyway. And then the guys' game will be on after the Subway postgame / pregame show.
Yeah, I will call it the Subway intermission report tonight.
I like
37-14, a steal. Robinson's going to have a chance with it. Robinson drives all the way, fake the pass, and gets 2 to go in and 1.
You got to love the timing. Robinson gets the steal, took one quick look up at the clock, and then drove to the basket. Fouled, gets the shot up at 0.8 seconds. Shot goes in. She's headed to the free throw line again.
Leads 40-14 on KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for more than 30 years. For free consultations for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels basketball team on their successful season. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street, Altavista.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
40-14, Altavista as we head to the fourth and final. All right, Kyle Haney, 26-point turnaround for William Campbell. Probably going to be tough in the fourth quarter, but if you're Altavista, I think you got to make sure you're not your own worst enemy.
Agreed. You know, if you're the Lady Colonels, you got to take care of the basketball, have some good possessions, run some time off the clock, and don't do anything to really give the Lady Generals a chance to think that they can back in the game get back in the game. Like you said, 24-point turnaround would be a lot. Make it 26 now, though, as Sydney Morris scores right out of the break. We didn't even have time to breathe there.
Yeah, we'll make it 28 now, 42-14.
Apparently our math, it was never my strong
mine's fine,
suit.
yeah.
Oh.
William Campbell down the other way. And Smith is going to be fouled. You know, the other thing, too, with Altavista, like the point I was making, you absolutely carried on with it. But just to go one more with it, not necessarily letting William Campbell get back in it, but 28 points, it's going to be hard to swing.
Yeah.
You don't want to carry any negative mojo into Friday.
Yeah, good point. I mean, you feel like you got the game pretty much secure. So Coach Spencer, obviously, she wants to see her team still playing hard and still make sure, you know, that she's not getting her ball club in any bad habits. Missed free throw. Sydney Morris skies up to pull in the rebound. 7:40 left to go in this one. 42-15, Altavista leading.
And, you know, we say it all the time, as Kraft has the basketball, Altavista has so much experience, but people graduate. And True. Altavista has, you know, this is not the most experienced group that they've had that we've been used to seeing. So a lot of new faces, and you want them to get postseason basketball early if you can.
The three seniors have a lot of minutes in the postseason. Foul here, Sydney Morris. They were trying to get it to her in the low post, and she is fouled by number 30, Michaela Lockett. Should be Lockett's third, but back to your point, you know, some other players that aren't seniors got some minutes last year on that team, but it wasn't starting, and it wasn't a whole lot of minutes. So really, yeah, just the three seniors there with the main experience on this ball club. They're going to say Sydney Morris was it a 1-and-1 or was she in the act of shooting, Bob? Because there's 6 fouls up on the board.
Yeah, I think Sydney was in the act. And, you know, I mean, Casey Cox has been around since she was a freshman. She saw some duty in that game. I can't remember who it was against. You weren't with me, but it was when Altavista only had like 8 people that day in the state quarter up at VCU. I want to say it was Appomattox Regional Governors, but I'm not positive if that's correct. But, you know, the point is, I mean, they've had some people get it thrown into the fray early. But like we mentioned, there's a lot of people that haven't been in the fray.
Yes. Good point. This is a chance to really get them some postseason basketball experience.
Took the long way around the parking lot on that one, but that's okay.
Scenic route's fun sometimes.
Altavista still playing defense, though. William Campbell not having any easy shots. His roster will have to pitch back. William Campbell with it. Bounce pass over to Smith. She'll fire from deep. Three-pointer's going to be short. No good. And rebound is not secured. You know, I was actually talking about this game at work today with 2 of my colleagues. Shael Payne, who went to Altavista, and Jacob White, who went to William Campbell. So we kind of had the border war inside the training room today.
Nice. I like that, and I'm sure you were right there. You were the straw that stirs the proverbial drink, that's for sure.
I was not really antagonizing. I was just asking for, you know, hey, I'm doing a game tonight. Your 2 schools. Couldn't get a bet going or anything. Don't encourage any wagering of the sort. Good defense by William Campbell. They'll actually get a 5-second call as Smith made Taylor Kraft just go to a bad spot as Kraft couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, Kraft picked up the dribble, didn't really have anywhere to go. Great individual defense there. And then the 5-second rule to encourage continuous play is invoked. Violation against the Colonels. William Campbell basketball, 6:10 to play, Bob, in the game.
Rosser had it stripped. Burgess tried to pick it up. Now over to Hamlet. Hamlet between the circles as we come to 6 minutes in regulation. And a little incidental contact right there. Jackie Bowling politicking for the foul, but obviously he will not be elected mayor of Brookneal anytime soon.
Gotta wait till November at least. 5:59 to play. In the Apple Market fourth quarter, it's a 44-15 Altavista Lady Colonel lead.
Smith gives it over to Lockett. Lockett having a tough time with the dribble. Had it go on her hip, and they're going to call a foul against Chapman.
Fourth team foul on the Lady Colonels. Second one on Lindsey Chapman. 5:48 to play in the Apple Market fourth quarter. 44-15. Again, Subway intermission report, as Bob has so aptly named it. We'll follow this, and then Altavista Colonels guys team taking on the Cumberland Dukes, and Coach Jackie Bowling wants to take a full 1 minute timeout. Let's take a 1 minute timeout with them. It's a big Lady Colonel lead. You're hearing it all live here on 105.5 KD Country.
Virginia's oldest and most experienced bus distributor, Sonny Merriman Incorporated, is Virginia's premier Thomas-built bus dealer. Sonny Merriman has been providing buses to schools, churches, medical facilities, and transit agencies for more than 45 years. Sonny Merriman is recognized for outstanding service and customer satisfaction. Sonny Merriman wishes to recognize the Altavista Colonels basketball teams on their outstanding season, and good luck in tournament play.
I'm hungry. What are we doing for lunch?
E&S Mart.
E&S Mart? I knew they had the best gas prices in town, but lunch too?
You can get 2 hot dogs and chips for $2.99.
Wow, $2.99?
Yep, high-quality Nathan's and Jesse Jones hot dogs with over 30 items from the topping bar, so you can load it up the way you want.
Okay, so let's go to E&S Mart on Lynch Mill Road, across from the elementary school.
With the best selection of craft beers in the area.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob and Kyle here from Altavista High School. Colonels 44, William Campbell 15. Generals try to drive. Smith with the basketball. Rosser can't hit. Rebounded by Burgess. If you're William Campbell, we know the board doesn't lie. How do you spin things positively and keep the activity and energy going?
Well, you're always playing for pride's sake. I mean, whether you're out there on the blacktop or at the Y, or whether you're inside at the high school at the gym, I mean, it's something you always got to keep playing hard. Donegan's still playing hard, driving the lane right there, puts up the little runner for 2 more points for the Lady Colonels.
46-15. William Campbell with the rock. Smith has it. Smith has it taken away. Graves is going to chase after it. Graves will pick it up. Couldn't catch it real clean. Burgess catches. Burgess fires. Burgess scores.
Good job by Burgess there. It really ended up being a 4-on-1 opportunity for the Lady Colonels, but sometimes you can screw those up. Altavista definitely did not right there, however.
Well, you know, you talk about playing for pride, something I don't know that we know much about, but Donegan gets away with the steal, gets it in, but Hamlet steals it back. This is not Jordan Hamlet. This is Carey, who I'm going to go under the assumption is Ken. Knocked out of bounds. But, you know, I was watching something today, and Derek Jeter was talking, you know, with his retirement and everything, and he kind of crossed with Don Mattingly right towards the end, and, you know, one day they were coming off the field, and Mattingly said, hey, let's run in. We don't know who's watching. And I kind of think that's where your point about, you know, the pride is. You know, I mean, if somebody sees William Campbell basketball and never sees another game again, how do you want them to remember the program?
I like that. That's a good point.
Too deep for you?
It was definitely deep. I don't know if it was too deep. I didn't know that we were going to get in the deep end so quick. I would have put my floaties on my arms there. But Bob Alvis couldn't resist getting in a Derek Jeter reference here. That's okay.
That's a foul.
That is a foul. I think it's on Mason, right?
I believe, but I always defer to the official to see his signal before I go on record.
Yeah, it is
on Mason.
Yep. Just her first. Fourth one as a team.
Yeah, only the team's fourth. Smith fires a 3. Carey Hamlet chases it down. Casey Cox was chasing 2. And it'll go off Casey's lower body. And it'll be basketball belonging to William Campbell.
4:16 to play in the Apple Market fourth quarter. 48-15 is the Lady Colonel lead. And you know what they say, Bob. Visit the Apple every day. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, you know, William Campbell, back in the day when they had Atiana Brightwell and the Rutledges playing, you know, William Campbell has kind of had to rebuild, and, you know, it's not going to take it. Jackie Bowling needs more than a week, you know, more than a month, maybe even more than 1 or 2 seasons to build a program back. I don't think people really give, you know, enough thought to how hard that is.
Certainly not an easy thing to do, and you just never know what kind of talent you're going to have from year to year as well.
Smith had the ball bounce around, picks it up. Stuck inside, Brittany Mason intercepts. Mason will get it over to Brandy Bell. Bell with the basketball. Fires it in the corner to Erica Mabry. Inside it goes. Now back over to Cox. Cox with the jumper. It'll roll around and won't fall. Gord with the rebound. Now Cox looking for some help. Mason at the high post, but she'll go to Bell instead. Now over to Mabry. Over to Mason. Mason looking for a pass. Now passes back to Mabry, who fires the three. No good. Rebounded by William Campbell. Smith drives all the way down and deflects, and it will stay to the Generals with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go in quarter four. Bob Alvis, Kyle Haney. Probably be switching roles here in a few moments for the guys' game. Is Cumberland in town.
Both teams back in the dressing room now, getting their final instructions. Long three-pointer on the way from William Campbell, won't go in. Generals had to rebound momentarily, but threw it away.
Good job by Mason to catch the saved pass. Now Brandy Bell with it. Bell goes over to Casey Cox. Altavista can really be selective now. 2:55 to go. Obviously, I don't think they can run that much clock, but who knows. But Altavista doesn't really need to force anything. Cox was being chased from the backside. Smith with the steal. Brandy Bell goes out and scampers after it. Bell has it poked away. Bell chasing after it. Now picked up by Mason.
Hard to hang on to that
hockey game this morning.
Yeah, hard to hang on to that basketball right now as it's going back and forth. William Campbell's got their hands on it again. They'll go the other way finally.
Might be more bodies on the floor than there were for the U.S. and their opponent, the Czech Republic, today.
I think there was more bodies on the floor than there were standing right there as everybody was trying to scamper after those loose balls. William Campbell does control it for a little bit longer spell, and they'll inbound it underneath their own scoring basket. 2:27 to play in the ball game. Altavista with the big lead, 48-15.
Foul went against Brandy Bell, the 5th team foul on Altavista. William Campbell looking for somewhere to go. Hamlet has to throw kind of the old one-handed pass. Good with it, off the back iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Hamlet.
Lady Generals just have not been able to score in a while, Bob.
Three-pointer by Kirsten Smith. That won't fall down. Carrie Hamlet with the board. Takes it up and in. Or Jordan Hamlet, I'm sorry. 48-17.
And scratch what I said right there. Jordan Hamlet getting some points on the board there. Middle of the lane, throws it off the window and in.
First field goal of quarter four, though. And the Colonels will travel and give it back. And Altavista is going to have a shift come in. It'll be Lindsey Chapman, number 14, number 52, Taylor Lee, number 24, Haley Kraft, and number 34, Paris Goggins. And that will be the four for Altavista, and they joined. Oh, there was a 5-man sub there, Kyle. What are you, not good for much tonight, helping me on that?
A lot of hockey references here tonight. The line change. I thought you knew it was a 5-person sub, but foul here will go against, looks like number 24, Haley Kraft. Yep.
How about check? Just to keep with the theme.
First foul on Kraft. 16 foul on the Lady Colonels. 1:49 to play in the ball game. 48-17 right now is the Altavista Lady Colonel lead. They're going to move on in advance. Friday night, the game will be here, and they'll take on the winner of Perry McClure and Central Lunenburg.
Correct. Do you have Winter Olympic fever?
I got a shot for that, so I got that preventative shot from my local physician, and I don't have the fever, no.
Smith goes 1 out of 2.
Yeah, Smith might have left the foul line a little bit early, but it didn't go in anyway. And Altavista will control. Full court pressure coming from William Campbell.
Chapman gets it in. Haley Kraft will bring it up. Kraft between the circles, now over to Chapman. Well, you're missing out by not watching the Winter Olympics. Kraft throws it. Ball is deflected back in bounds. William Campbell with it. General's pounce pass underneath. And Jordan Hamlet's going to go to the stripe.
Foul foul's going to be on number 14, Lindsey Chapman. William Campbell with the chance to do some damage from the foul line. What do you like, that biathlon, that alpine skiing, into that whole scene?
You know, I think this Winter Olympics has taught us we really need to get into high schools quicker with that cross-country skiing program.
Cross-country skiing is probably big up there in Vermont and Maine and those kinds of places. They might even throw the curling stone down the ice, too. First free throw goes in for Jordan Hamlet. Jordan Hamlet, a junior. The only junior on the roster here for William Campbell. So they've just got the 3 seniors, 1 junior. So it's a young ball club for Coach Jackie Bowling.
You know, I've often wondered about that. While we're doing the conference basketball tournament, are they doing the conference cross-country skiing tournament in Vermont? 48-20. I tend to doubt it. but who knows?
They're eating a lot of maple syrup anyway, even if they're not doing that. But
Altavista might have gone in the backcourt with that pass. It was close to the line. Kraft gets it now over to Lee. Lee back to Chapman. And William Campbell is going to be whistled for the violation.
Going to send Chapman to the free throw line for a 1-and-1, Bob. 1:15 to play. The Apple Market fourth quarter. And remember, Apple Market's, Mr. Alvis, a proud supporter of the Altavista Lady Colonels and high school sports fans everywhere.
You know, both teams a ways away from the double bonus and hopefully won't get there with the minute 16, but we've got the double bonus coming up in the intermission report. Mike Cardellaro will obviously join us to talk about the Cumberland guys game. And Sarah Maddox scheduled to join us to recap this one.
Yeah,
You're excited.
It's about the best idea you've ever had, calling it the Subway intermission report. And then, like you said, as long as both teams keep winning, we're going to have a bunch of them, a bunch of doubleheaders here. Free throw no good, rebound still kind of loose. Chapman tried to track down her own missed shot, but eventually went out of bounds off the Lady Colonels. But yeah, the Subway intermission report.
Do I get a royalty
going to be
for
good?
That?
I think we'll get you a cookie from Subway
awesome.
included in your meal.
Go visit Kendra and the squad down there on Main Street tonight. 49-20. The score of this one currently as we head towards a minute, and we hit it now. William Campbell with the basketball. Altavista steps in as Gord tried to get the steal. 3 by Smith from the wing, no good. Rebounded by Lee. Well, I think all 50 states are now calling this one, Hawaii being the last to check in, that Altavista will go to the Conference 44 tournament finals on Friday.
And that means they're also in the East Region play. If they win the conference final, they'll host that game. And again, like we said, we're hoping for that so we can get some more of those Subway intermission doubleheader situations.
Chapman with the rock. They'll take it and stick it inside. Now back out Altavista. Not interested in throwing anything up, I don't think. And down to 10.
Good ball movement, though, and I think Coach Spencer's probably happy about that.
Happy with the end result, too. Altavista will move on with a 49-20 victory over the William Campbell Generals here from Altavista High School. Colonels go to the tournament finals of Conference 44, and that will be on Friday. We will take a timeout and come back to talk a little bit more about this one right here on 105.5 KD Country.
The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
When you need gas or hungry for the best fried chicken around, One Stop Mart is your one-stop shop. Congratulations to the Altavista Colonels on a great season and making it to the playoffs. Remember, One Stop Mart has all of your convenience items, gas, beverages, deli specials with home-cooked food, fast and hometown service. That's One Stop Mart, Main Street in Altavista. Go Colonels!
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Your high school sports station, 105.5 KD Country.
Both teams got off to a slow start tonight, but Altavista not slow at all in the second, third, or fourth quarter. They cruised to a 49-20 victory, Kyle Haney, and I'll tell you, Colonel's looking tough.
Yeah, good game from a Colonel fan's perspective. They do look tough. You're right. That defense was smothering all night and really made life difficult for the William Campbell Lady Generals, whose season is done now, but Altavista moving on. Of course, you'll hear that game live right here on 105.5 KD Country Friday night. And don't want to speak too soon, but it might be at 5:30 again if the guys' team can hold serve here. And, of course, we wouldn't be live bringing these Lady Colonel broadcasts if it wasn't for our sponsors, people like David W. Shreve, attorney at law. If you're facing a legal matter, don't do it alone. Sonny Merriman, we are Virginia's bus company. The E&S Mart, largest selection of craft beers in the area. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. One Stop Mart, your one stop for gas, food, and beverages. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. English is your complete home center. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services. Families serving families since 1905. And Apple Markets. Check out the weekly specials at all 3 Altavista area locations. This is the Subway Intermission Report. And, of course, Bob, if you're like Oscar listening in Acapulco or Galapagos Islands, wherever he's vacationing at, you're probably listening at kdcountry.com. You can thank Walmart on the Clarion Road in Altavista for that.
Or if you're like my friend Jay Rosser in New York and his daughter Noelle, high rollers break out those smartphones, and they just go to the TuneIn app.
Yeah.
Which you can get in your app store, and then you can listen right there as well. And if you're like our friends in Altavista, Kim and Kim, they just pop it on 105.5.
It's excellent. You're riding around town, you listen to 105.5. Wherever you're at, you're in Argentina or Sochi, or you're in, 52nd Street, Manhattan.
Manny Pacquiao might have us on tonight. Who knows?
He might. The Colonels, I know, have got a lot of fans, and that's the other good thing about the doubleheaders, Bob. Tend to get a little bit more fans out. The girls can stay and watch the guys. Guys can get there early and watch the girls, and it's really is pretty fun when we can get both squads on the court the same night.
Yeah, it would really be nice if this was the norm and not the exception, but you got to play the hand you're dealt.
That's right. Lady Colonels dealt a pretty good hand there, and you're going to talk to Sarah Maddox a little bit later on.
Yeah, we're going to have Mike Cardellaro, I believe, on the other side.
Gotcha.
And then Sarah Maddox will come up and wrap things up with us. So, final score, Altavista 49, William Campbell 20. You heard all on 105.5. And when we come back, you'll hear Mike Cardellaro talk about the matchup coming up with the Dukes. Cumberland in town on 105.5 KD Country.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need. That's English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4. In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans at $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker moon pie for $1 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista getting ready to start something that I've never called before, a conference tournament game as a conference, I call it conference unnamed, but conference 44, I believe. Mike Cardellaro and the Colonels ready to take on Cumberland. Last game out, it's been a while. William Campbell, what'd you like?
Well, we probably played our most complete game of the year. We only had 4 turnovers. We really shared the ball on offense. I thought our defensive intensity was really good. William Campbell's got a good team, and we felt like we really frustrated Daniel. West got hot from outside. He was in another zone shooting the ball, and we were in his face. But overall, it might have been our most complete game of the year.
Talk about some of the guys that stood out to you individually in that affair.
Well, we had a host of people that really played well. All the starters played well. Walker's really shooting the ball for us. Navy Jones played well. We got great play off the bench. The Twins are the Twins. They're a handful for everyone, and just really nice balance. Just felt real good about the chemistry and sharing of the ball and real defensive intensity, and that came at the right time. However, it's been 9 days, so that's tough.
Are you worried about I don't want to say fatigue, but maybe lack of fatigue? You haven't gotten the legs out that much lately with snow and everything.
No, absolutely. I mean, you can do what you can in practice. First of all, we hadn't had a chance to practice but a couple of times last week because of the snow, and no one else did too. But we got in on Saturday. We lost out on Thursday and Friday, and we got Monday, Tuesday. But you can't really simulate game tension and the excitement and the atmosphere of that. So a little concerned about the rust after 9 days. And really what's ironic is the way we've been playing. We were 4 games in 6 days, and now all of a sudden we're all for 9.
But I'm going to be nice and spin it the other way. I think if you look at how much you guys have played back-to-backs and 3 games and, things of that sort, I don't think a little rest is going to kill you.
No, it's not. I mean, we probably needed a little bit of rest, but not that much. And it's been one of those years, the old days you play Tuesday and Friday, and that you throw that out the door. We play on Mondays and Saturdays now, so we kind of play that conference schedule, so maybe conference is the appropriate thing.
Yeah, you and I, we remember back to those old days, but now the new breed is definitely going. Before we get into Cumberland a little bit more, Walker Allen, he's not going to be a well-kept secret, but for so long, but you've had it with Pruitt and Travis, too, where they shot the ball well towards the end of the year at one point, and then they're not a secret anymore. How does Walker respond, or how do you want him to respond?
Well, he has been the recipient of being the open man and being a young guy and not known by other teams that have been scouting us. So it'll be interesting when we get into conference play starting with Cumberland right now, if they're aware of his ability to shoot it from 3 and if they're going to do anything to adjust on that. But he's no doubt he's been a real nice weapon for us from outside, and he's added a new dimension because people are covering up on the Twins and beating on them pretty good. And, Juan gets to the rim. Juan's game's not the 15 and 20-footer, but Walker has been. So it'll be interesting to see how people play that.
Not that you guys are ever cocky or anything, but definitely can't just lay down tonight. Cumberland coming in here, they're playing for their season. So are you. Talk about, kind of getting somebody geared up for an opponent that you haven't really seen before. This is not the Dogwood District Tournament where you're playing Gretna or Appomattox in that first round. How do you feel with the experience?
Well, they're a James River District team, and James River District teams are very athletic. They're usually zone-oriented teams. They love to get up and down the floor, and they like to create helter-skelter style of basketball. And we can't get caught up in playing out of control, but yet we're going to have to play fast if they force that. But we're not taking anybody lightly. I mean, we lose here and we're done. Cumberland's got 2 quality guards that can really shoot it and handle the ball. So I certainly hope that our guys have their eyes and their A game going, because you lose here, you're done, and you got to play one at a time. That's all tournament is now at this point. Survive and advance.
I love it. With the junior varsity season ended, any additions, or have you kept things the way they are with the roster?
No, we brought up 3. We brought up Mateo Malback, we brought up Jamal Thornhill, and we brought up Daquan Poindexter. So we're dressing 15. Of course, Michi's still out, and that's going to be a big key for us, how soon we can get Michi back. And we're hoping that this week's a good healing week for him. It's been a little bit slow, but we'll dress 14 tonight. We have 15. There's an interesting fact here. Out of the 15, 8 are brother combinations. We got 4 brother combinations. So, take that one and maybe call Guinness Book of World Record. I don't know, but it is quite interesting.
I just like it. As an old-time radio guy yourself, you just gave me a nugget, so I definitely appreciate that. Now, you talked about the 3 you're bringing up. I mean, is this for more practice purposes, or may they be thrown into live fire?
Hey, you never know. You never know what could happen. I mean, generally speaking, when you bring a JVs up, they're excited about getting a varsity uniform, extend their season, get into postseason, see what it's like to be in that environment and that that situation. So you never know. I mean, it could very well get thrown out there.
Subway pregame show. I always love to digest shout-outs with Mike Cardellaro, the head man of the Colonels. Coach, shout to me.
All right. Shout-outs to my dad, as always, in Buena Vista, who was listening in, and has some friends and family over there that who knows, they may be over here Friday night. That'll create an interesting situation. Minnie and Billy are listening in Florida. Hello to them. Micah and Heather and Miranda and McKinley and little Mike are listening, and Mike has got his baseball scene started up there. And
shoveling the snow off the field.
Excuse me?
Shoveling the snow off the field. Is that conditioning?
He may have artificial turf on his field by now. He's a fundraiser. He does a great job. Our neighbors, Sarah and Swanson, have been attending the games, And I think they're going to be here tonight, but I'll do a shout-out there. And certainly my daughter, Ashley, listening in Harrisonburg. She's always listening. And I think maybe Nick's listening in as well.
Well, and you can always bring up the archive broadcast on YouTube for Sarah and Swanson to hear that you're still doing your job of shouting out to them.
Absolutely. They're very faithful fans.
Coach, as always, appreciate the time and look forward to hopefully talking to you before Friday.
Thanks, Bob.
Mike Cardellaro on the pregame show. More after this on 105.5 KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for more than 30 years. For free consultations for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels basketball team on their successful season. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street, Altavista. Virginia's oldest and most experienced bus distributor, Sonny Merriman Incorporated, is Virginia's premier Thomas-built bus dealer. Sonny Merriman has been providing buses to schools, churches, medical facilities, and transit agencies for more than 45 years. Sonny Merriman is recognized for outstanding service and customer satisfaction. Sonny Merriman wishes to recognize the Altavista Colonels basketball teams on their outstanding season, and good luck in tournament play.
I'm hungry. What are we doing for lunch?
E&S Mart.
E&S Mart? I knew they had the best gas prices in town, but lunch too?
You can get 2 hot dogs and chips for $2.99.
Wow, $2.99?
Yep, high-quality Nathan's and Jesse Jones hot dogs with over 30 items from the topping bar, so you can load it up the way you want.
Okay, so let's go to E&S Mart on Lynch Mill Road, across from the elementary school.
With the best selection of craft beers in the area.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway intermission report live from the Altavista High School. Bob back up in the studio there after catching up with the head man, Mike Cardellaro, and a good interview there, Bob, from you as always. And Coach Cardellaro, you guys talked about some interesting things. I think first and foremost, I mean, it's been yeah, absolutely, that was a compliment. More so to Coach Cardellaro than you. No, I'm just kidding, but. First and foremost, Colonels haven't really been on the court in a while. That William Campbell game was that, last Monday or Tuesday? I think it was. I think it was last Monday. So it's been a full week and some change since the Altavista Colonels have had a game because of the weather. And you mentioned it. I mean, rest obviously not going to hurt this team too much right now. And with the way Coach Cardellaro runs his practices, they were still getting after it, I'm sure, the days they could get in the gym anyway.
The games might be vacation sometimes, I mean,
right,
with the way an Altavista practice goes. But, I think with as much as Altavista's played 4 and 4 playing days and, 4 and 5 real days a lot of the time, I think that the rest is going to come out beneficial in the long run, truthfully. I'm sure some guys that we don't know about are probably nicked up. The flu was rampant last week, so I'm sure some guys are still battling some ailments here and there, including maybe me.
Yeah, but, the flu was wreaking havoc on really the whole town there for a while. But
epidemic.
And you said it really, if you're gonna take a long layoff like that, I like having it right before the playoffs, don't you? I mean, get the legs back under you, get everything fresh, and it gives you a little bit of a chance to maybe put in some new wrinkles in practice if you need to, or if you want to.
Well, this is a must-win.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
to be honest with you, if Friday night would be, whatever. But, I mean, tonight's the must-win, because if there's not a win tonight, there's no Friday night.
Exactly.
So, I mean, all the eggs have to really be in the basket. This is kind of like what used to be that first round of the Dogwood.
Yeah.
When it was, when it was split and we had 3 teams in single A. If you won that first game, you were in the regionals. So that's kind of what this is like a little bit here tonight. So, I think Altavista... One thing I'm concerned about, and I don't know if it's a concern, but I think it's a talking point for us here, Kyle, in the Subway intermission report. 2 locations, Main Street and inside Walmart right there on Clarion Road, is Walker Allen. We got to call what we see, and Walker Allen's been hitting threes a lot here lately. So, I think it's a situation to where, we cannot not tell the truth. Walker Allen's not going to be a secret, but so long. And how long is it going to take other teams to pick up on that?
Hey, great point. And I also want to go one further, Bob, and I want to throw Nelson Dews in that category too. I mean, Nelson has had some games where he's knocked down multiple threes. I want to say he had 3 of them in that game against Roanoke Catholic up there at the Salem Civic Center. So Nelson Dews, Walker Allen, guys coming off the bench that really can spot up from outside. The other thing about those 2 guys, Bob, is Well, it's got the height. They've got the range. Makes
Altavista?
Yes, that walk
I'm
around
sorry.
the Nelson Dews. They've got the ability to shoot over people from outside, too, so that really helps as well.
Well, and, ABC 13's Full Court Press had their top players nominated this past week, and Darius Johnson and Juan Thornhill were two from Altavista that made that list. But, I think Darius and Demetrius, I'll tell you, if you could just take them and just throw them together for one game, you'd be having a lot of headaches if you're the opposing team, because Darius probably the better banger down low, but I would say Demetrius is probably the better defender on the perimeter. And, I think Altavista, I think that's a definite plus for Altavista when you've got a big that can pop out like that in Demetrius, too. Now, the other thing we talked about here with Coach Cardellaro was you've got the three guys from JV you brought up, and you heard Coach Cardellaro give that interesting stat of 4 combinations of brothers now on the Altavista team. So it really is a family affair.
It is.
But we've seen JVers and, kids that have come up late in the season. Big Game John Pruitt is the one that comes to mind right away. But we've seen kids like that come in and, didn't know they were going to be counted on. Well, guess what? Showtime.
Yeah, John Pruitt, first one that comes to mind. You mentioned it. Hey, Big Game John may even be listening out there in the Netherlands of Farmville, Prince Edward County. But, played JV the entire year, stepped in there, and I think, I guess it's kind of like you said today. It was the district semifinal maybe that he first saw action and started playing a lot thereafter. He was getting, 10, 15 minutes a game after that. And then some other guys have been the same way. A.J. Cardellaro, in fact. And I think Eric Poindexter was the same way. So don't put it past Coach C to throw those guys into the fire. And, I think he plays it like you've always said. It's all hands on deck. Season's on the line. So if you've got a card to play and it's the right play, why not try it out and give it a shot? Sometimes that happens. We'll see tonight. Cumberland is a team I think that Coach Cardellaro is certainly not taken for granted.
Yeah, and you can. Mike Cardellaro, like Deborah Spencer said in her pregame interview, we prepare for every opponent the same. Mike Cardellaro, we might think a certain way, and the people that are in the stands might think, oh, off night if such and such is playing them. But Mike Cardellaro respects every opponent, and this is not coach speak coming from me. This is real speak coming from me, as if they're the best team that night, because he knows a lot of nights too. Altavista, with just what they've done in the past and the reputation, they're going to see everybody's A game.
Yeah, definitely reputation alone. You got a great point. State champions from last year. Obviously the one in 04 as well, a team that's always around in regional play, so they've got the reputation. And then on top of that, even if you didn't have a reputation, season's on the line, so everybody's playing harder
and,
than.
That reputation is not just a Dogwood District thing. That carries. That carries up to, the Farmville area back when they played PE a lot. It covers to Southwest Virginia, because how many times have we seen a Gate City or a Radford, and when I've talked to these coaches beforehand, Kyle, if they know one thing, they know Altavista is very well coached, and they know they play great defense. Word spreads.
Yep, no secret about that, and no difference on this year's ball club this year. A very well coached team, and it's not just Coach Cardellaro, it's the entire staff, and a team that really does get after you on the defensive end. That defense leads to offense a lot too.
And again, continuity, like we talked about with the girls. Chad Ward's been with Coach Cardellaro for a while now, to where it used to be Coach would always turn to look at Jerry Rice, and I'm sure Coach turned and looked at Chad Ward for a while and probably thought he's not Jerry Rice, but Chad Ward knows his basketball, and Chad Ward is a very valued member, especially when you've got big guys like the Johnsons. He did work with the big guys like Jarrell and people like that. So I think Chad Ward is a very valuable commodity, and I think if he were ever to be thrust into a position where he had to take the reins, I wouldn't worry one bit. Then you've got Troy Harris, who's been around the program, obviously, JV coach. Greg Pribble, statistician, also coaching. And, when you look down the bench at Coach Tinsley and then Coach Lee and Coach McClure, who played for Mike Cardellaro. And, I think it even helps out when you've got a guy at the book in Ryan Mitchell. When Soup has been there so long, if you need to know, how many fouls somebody's got, or just to make sure that nothing gets screwed up, Soup knows what he's doing, too. So it's a well-oiled machine from top to bottom.
It is. It's a good program Coach Cardellaro has here, and obviously, we mentioned it, multiple state championships, and they are the defending 1A state champion. So they're still trying to defend that. Long way to go, though, as this is the first round of the Conference 44 tournament. It's the Conference 44 semifinals. You're going to hear every minute of Colonel's action live on 105.5. And what do you want to do now, Bob? You want to do starting lineups now as Kenny Hunt's getting ready to, or do you want to wait?
It's up to you.
Caught you off guard.
Yeah, like I did with you earlier.
I will mention this for you and the fans. Mr. Dean Hubbard, who's up here, said no national anthem before this game. They did it before the Lady Colonels game. So we do have that to keep in mind. And I'll tell you what, Bob, while you plan our next move, I'll tell you the people that make our next move possible. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. Remember, listen to this one anytime you want on YouTube. That's brought to you by Fellers as well. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, the happiest place in town. English is your complete home center. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, families serving families since 1905. Apple Markets, check out the weekly specials at all 3 area locations. Select Air, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call Donnie because there's never an overtime charge. Altavista Appliance and Furniture, best prices, great service. David W. Shreve, attorney at law. If you're facing a legal matter, don't do it alone. Highview Motors GMC, from small to tall, Highview has it all. Sonny Merriman, we are Virginia's bus company. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. And we can't forget, again, about Walmart on the Clarion Road in Altavista. They sponsor the they sponsor the internet streaming at kdcountry.com. Perhaps if you got a smartphone, you need to get that TuneIn app. We do encourage that because then you can listen to KD Country all the time. And while we do have another extra second, Bob, KD Country Instant Auction coming up. I know you're a big fan of the Instant Auction. March 1st, going to start at 9 a.m. Lots of great stuff. Maybe I'll dip into that a little bit at halftime, but just be there for the Instant Auction March 1st.
Well, if I may say one word
Not
about
this Saturday, but next.
Right.
Go ahead.
If I may say one word about the Instant Auction real quick. First off, my mom always wants to know when it's coming on because you can get deals out the wazoo right there. But, if you like food, Kyle does, I do. Dean Hubbard and Kenny Hunt also known to put some slices of pizza in their mouth or whatnot, too. You can get great deals on gift certificates. And I'm sure, I'm not trying to, spoil
I know you're
anything,
not.
but I'm
sure.
You're not.
I'll give you one little teaser. You want me to give you one little teaser?
One.
It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas Eve. You get to open one present on Christmas Eve, right? Or you don't? But anyway, here we go. Olive Garden. Let me just give you that one little teaser right there. Olive Garden.
And here's the thing, too, and I don't know that we've ever really talked about it this way, but the instant auction is kind of like basketball. You got to have strategy.
Yeah.
And, hey, Kyle, you and I want to go to the Olive Garden. Why not go in together and split the cost?
I like it. I love it.
That's what you got to do. I will go over the starting lineups now, Kyle Haney. And I'm going to start with the visiting Dukes, coached by Tyrone Mosby. They're going to go with Dion Booker, number 20. He is a senior forward. Then you have number 23, Dietrich Brown, a junior guard. Tony Ford, he's a junior forward. Devon Taylor, a senior forward. And Joseph Thompson, a senior guard. For Altavista, they're going to start Navy Jones. He is wearing number 4. Number 12, Richard Hubbard. Number 10, Darius Johnson. I'm kind of just going off Kenny Hunt right here.
Works for me. You got to follow direction from somebody.
Right,
Mr. Kenny Hunt's a good one.
Going to go with Juan Thornhill has a 4th guy. And finally, rounding out the lineup, Demetrius Johnson. So going back again, you've got Thornhill, Navy, the Johnson brothers, and Richard Hubbard. So I don't know what kind of lineup that is besides a good one. I don't know if it's really a quick lineup. I mean, anytime you got Navy out there, it's a quick guy out there, but not really the big lineup. And now you got Walker has the luxury of a 6-man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Officials, by the way, Dick Midkiff, Brad Bailey, and Greg Howard. So we're in good handles there.
Good crew out there tonight for the Conference 44 semifinal. We will mention again, Michi Malbeck not in the starting lineup. Got the ankle injury that he sustained in that game against Roanoke Catholic. And you mentioned speed. It is a speedy lineup. And Navy Jones and Michi Malbeck, I don't know who's quicker or faster. They're probably be fun to watch them race and do little agility drills and that kind of thing, see who wins.
I talked about it in the girls' game about Anna, my oldest daughter, coming down to get autographs from the volleyball team. I want Navy Jones's autograph because I'm a big fan. Navy does stuff out there, Thornhill, the Johnsons, people like that get a lot of pub, but Navy does those little things. And speaking of another guy that does those little things, and I'm not just saying this because his pops is up here, but Mike Cardellaro even commented on it earlier on. Richard Hubbard's probably playing the best off-the-ball defense of anybody on the team right now. So, while they might not throw in 20, those two guys, I think, are key to watch tonight.
Yeah, you got to have guys like that. The great help side defense from Richard Hubbard, and he's a guy that can step out there and guard on the perimeter. He can guard down low. Navy Jones, obviously, more of a perimeter speedy specialist, but how many times have we seen Navy sky up and get rebounds that he really has no business getting?
And one other thing, Tyrone Mosby, the head coach of Cumberland, he was the head coach for a while. Then he took some time off, but didn't really take it off. He went to Hampton-Sydney and helped out D. Vick, and Coach Vick is one of the better guys to learn from. Coach Mosby, I think, was just a volunteer assistant, now back at Cumberland. So, continuing education for everybody.
There you go, Altavista in the home whites with the orange numbers. Black trim, They get the tip early. It goes to Thornhill, down low, right-hand post. Count the bucket. Tip was won by Darius. He got it to his brother, Demetrius. Demetrius then sent it over to Juan. Bob, just like that, Altavista early 2-0 lead.
Can't have that happen if you're Cumberland tonight in one successful result.
Forward, bad pass. It's going to get taken away. Darius going to try and run it down. He does. Gets underneath the basket, scores it. Early 4-0 lead for the Altavista Colonels. They win the tip. They get an early turnover. Cumberland going to try and answer right here.
Really impressed. Darius kept his momentum there. I thought he was headed out of bounds.
Deion Booker going to pass it down low. Booker was a good player on the gridiron. Ford throws up a shot. Didn't get to the intended target. Altered by Demetrius Johnson. Johnson will pull down, get it over to Richard Hubbard. Juan going to race it up right side of the court, right point. Throws it over to the left point to Hubbard. Hubbard in the corner to Navy Jones. Jones driving baseline. Dished it off to Darius, who wasn't quite ready for it. And there's his turnover. Booker coming down right side of the lane. Count the basket there in the layup. That's actually Dietrich Brown. I'm sorry there, Bob. And the action, fast and furious. Coach Carlero mentioned James River Ball Club, athletic, and they tend to get a little wild. I wouldn't say it's been wild. It's just been fast-paced.
If you need help, I'm here for you.
I think we all need help from time to time. Hubbard inside the right arc. Now he gets it back out to Navy Jones. Jones standing on the volleyball line there. Free throw line, he gets it to Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius back over to Navy Jones. Juan left wing now. Head fake to the three. Driving in. Shot wouldn't go in. Fell down kind of awkwardly. Think he's okay. Shot is rebounded.
Juan was almost really Johnny on the spot right there, as he could almost got that steal away from number 20, who was coming into your picture. Mentally, of course.
Devon Taylor driving the baseline. He's cut off, and he steps out of bounds. Good defense from Juan Thornhill. Walker Allen checking in the game. The aforementioned sixth man that Bob talked about. He will check in for Navy Jones.
Minute 34 into this game, Altavista with the lead, but you can tell it's going to be one of those nights in terms of a lot of people are going to have to lay hands on this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be back and forth all night. Bad pass there by Thornhill. It was really just a long pass. Cumberland stepped in the passing lane.
I think this is a really, really poor man's Dan River, and I don't mean that they're poor in the way they play, but I don't think they're as athletic as Dan River, speaking of Cumberland, but they have a lot of tendencies that the Wildcats have had.
Yeah, they're quick, they're athletic, they've got some size, probably not as much size as Dan River, but they are...
real quick.
Exactly.
Real quick.
Booker going to do the honors on the inbound from the baseline. Throws it long, throws it over the head of his target. It's in the backcourt. Yeah, you can get in the backcourt. Thornhill stole it and saved it. Got it to Walker Allen. Allen thought about passing, but he'll take the layup instead. Juan Thornhill with the save and then the accurate pass to Walker Allen right there. 6-2 is your Colonel lead early here. 5:50 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. Devon Taylor driving. He stopped. He dribbled it off his foot. No, Coach Mosby got a timeout before he did that. Brad Bailey, the official, gave it to him. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. 6-2, Colonel's lead. 5:46 to play in the first quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
First quarter action here from Altavista High School, Bob. It's been pretty much as advertised. Colonels with the 6-2 lead early.
Yeah, fast and furious as Cumberland. Altavista's a hard team to play catch-up against, too, and try to come from behind. Richard Hubbard, we talked about how good he is off the ball defensively. He's good on the ball. Demetrius also very good. Demetrius with the save. Puts it really in a good spot as he saved it towards the corner. Cumberland had to go back and retreat.
Yeah, Cumberland ran it down. Deion Booker has it, driving, swatted away. Got it to the left-hand block, pretty close, but could not convert. Here comes Thornhill, free throw line. Tried to throw it over the top to Darius Johnson, but it's taken away, and here comes the Dukes down the sideline. Tony Ford has it left-hand corner. He'll kick it back out left wing to number 23. That's Dietrich Brown. They get it all the way in the right-hand corner to Joseph Thompson. Thompson going to dribble it out along that right sideline. Now back in the corner, taken away by Darius Johnson. Johnson had to save it back in bounds. We've seen guys have to save the ball 3 or 4 times already in this game, Bob.
Yeah, and really for Altavista with the girls going first, it kind of keeps continuous rhythm. It's almost like having the JVs play first to where you don't have the court empty, beforehand, and guys want to get out there and shoot. A game before, I think it's going to help Altavista for as long as that can keep going.
A great point right there. You get your normal rhythm. Everything's pretty much the same. Walker Allen catches it left-hand corner. Thornhill driving against the zone defense. Off the window. Shot won't go in, but he is fouled. He'll head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. That stops the clock with 4:33 to play here in the Apple Market first quarter. Just the first foul of the game for everybody, so I think that also kind of was what made it feel so wild and crazy there for a while, Bob. No stoppages in play, really.
I felt just as tired as I was earlier in the day when I was running around trying to get interviews and scouting reports and everything else like you mentioned earlier.
First free throw good. Second one front iron short and no good. Cumberland lost the basketball, though. They got the rebound. Tried to get it ahead quickly. A little too quickly. And it's a 7-2 Altavista lead as they get the basketball back. 4:21 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. Hubbard, right wing, almost lost the ball. He had to save it back inbounds to Thornhill, waiting in the middle of the court for it. Looks like a 2-3 zone defense, Bob.
Yeah. And
not the first time the Colonels have seen that.
No, I was going to say certainly not, and that could be shot out of really quick with the way Altavista is hidden from outside.
Allen has it, gives it in the corner to Thornhill. Thornhill, a little half no look, wasn't controlled, but Hubbard came in there to retain possession. He'll get it back in the corner to Juan Thornhill. Juan going to dribble it out along the left sideline there, walking it more towards the middle of the court now. Right-hand dribble, giving a hand signal to the rest of the team. Darius Johnson's in the high post, brother Demetrius in the low post. Walker Allen looking for one of them. Allen going to have to get rid of it. Almost a 5-second count. He does get it to Hubbard. Hubbard around half court. Now he gets the top of the key over the Juan Thornhill left wing. Back to Hubbard. Hubbard thought about the three, going to use the dribble. Throwing it to Juan Thornhill over the top. Juan going to use a screen. Now slashing right side of the lane. Kick over to Walker Allen in the corner. Back to Thornhill at the top of the elbow. Thornhill pull-up jump shot from 10 feet. No good. Rebounded by Demetrius Johnson. Johnson sticks it up. That one's no good. Rebound is still loose. Cumberland going to come out of there with it. 2-on-1 fast break opportunity for the Dukes. Tony Ford converts the layup on the right side for the Cumberland Dukes. 7-4. Altavista still leading. Boy, that possession took a while. We're down to 3 minutes now, Bob.
Yeah, and I think Altavista is a steal. Cumberland really kind of, it's going to be Duke's basketball. They're going to say it went off Hubbard.
Yeah, Cumberland almost got the steal. Looked like they knocked it out of bounds. Official disagreed. They'll send the basketball. Points. Yeah, they'll send the basketball to Cumberland. Cumberland going to inbound in the front court here. Now they'll throw it in the back court to Dietrich Brown.
I think Altavista is such a tempting team to play fast against because you're on defense for so long that when you get on offense, it's kind of like you've just been let loose. That's not always the best strategy as Darius records the block.
Well, that's a good strategy. Let Darius Johnson erase the shot attempt right there. Saved in by Richard Hubbard. Good defensive stand there for the Colonels. Hubbard has it left wing. Going to throw it in the corner to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson, overhead pass, cross court to Walker Allen. They get it back left wing to Hubbard. Hubbard down low to Darius Johnson. Spin move. Johnson with the bucket right there. Wow, athletic play right there. How about the ball movement, Bob? Basketball getting thrown all around the court for the Colonels, and it finally ends up in the hands of a guy who can really do good things with it.
I've got to think Darius, I'm assuming that Conference 44 will have a superlative like player of the year and stuff. Darius Johnson's got to be one of the better big men in the district or in the conference, I would think. See, this is messing me up already.
Long 2-point, no good, rebounded by Richard Hubbard. Yeah, he better be on the short list, that's for sure. Juan going to just walk it into the front court. Nelson Dews at the scorer's table, ready to check in at the next dead ball. Thornhill for three. It's good. Juan Thornhill, Coach C mentioned he doesn't quite have the 20-foot range, but he certainly looked good from about 21 or 22 feet. Thornhill, top of the key for three, and it's good. Cumberland has thrown it away. Miscommunication there between Booker and Brown. And now you're going to get some subs checking in the ball game for the Dukes.
Yeah, the Dukes will sit in three, Kyle. Quentin Harris is number 30. Number 3, that's Jovan Brown. And also, let's see, who else got out there?
I think it's 10, Jawan Childress in the ball game.
You are absolutely correct, a junior. Cumberland has about 5 seniors on the club. Everybody else is a junior, so this Dukes team could be good for a while. Navy Jones with the basketball over to Juan Thornhill. Now back to Canavis.
Jones back in the game now. He joins Nelson Dews, who's checked in for his first action. Juan Thornhill, Walker Allen, and Demetrius Johnson.
Juan will control it. 2-3 zone by Cumberland still has a $120 remains in this opening quarter of play. 12-4 Altavista. Walker Allen swings it. Nelson Dews for three, and that's good. I'll tell you, we always talk about Walker Allen, but we really don't give Nelson enough credit that he deserves. 15-4 Altavista extends it to double digits.
Nelson from the left wing there throwing it in. Yeah, we talked a lot about Walker Allen. Well, two guys not named Walker Allen have converted threes for the Colonels. Altavista looking pretty good here with the early 11-point lead. Under a minute to play. Foul away from the basketball going to go against Cumberland, Bob, so things getting bad to worse for the Dukes now.
Jovan Brown with just a little slight touch on Demetrius Johnson as it was a screen set away from the basketball. It'll be the second team foul on the Dukes as Navy Jones will inbound it.
Navy had to throw it long. Demetrius had to sky up for it one-handed, tried to save it to a teammate.
I really don't know if that was intended for Demetrius, to be honest with you, because Nelson Dews was right behind him.
Dews was there. Cumberland missed shot, but they got their own rebound. Harris, fadeaway jump shot, front iron, no good. Rebounded by Navy Jones. Down to 40 seconds to play in the quarter.
But you being the baseball guy, if that pass is intended for Nelson, Demetrius doesn't know he's back there. It's almost like Nelson's got to say mine.
Exactly.
Or something.
That's a great point. Thornhill going to get some direction from Coach Carlera. Hands it off to Navy Jones. Jones standing inside half-court circle. Cumberland's got the 2-3 zone packed in. Their heels are on the three-point line. They're not extending it out anymore. So the Colonels can hold for one shot here. Alvis looks like they're going to do that down to 15 seconds.
I would say that is very likely, and we've got to see is it's going to be somebody running out and making motion.
Yeah, I think they want to set up Nelson Dews for the three. Thornhill, chest pass over to Allen. Allen will try the three. Side of the iron, no good. Ball is still loose, 2 seconds. Cumberland has it, and they're going to get a shot up. Runner in the air, no good. Front iron. It was a good look for the Dukes, though, but it was a better first quarter for the Altavista Colonels. They lead 15-4. Second quarter on the way when you come back on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Your high school sports station, 105.5 KD Country.
15-4, the Altavista Colonels lead. I'm Kyle Haney. He's Bob Alvis. There's no I in team, Bob, but there's an I in Alvis. There's an I in Altavista. And I'll tell you what, everybody for the Colonels looking solid so far. Maybe not as high of scoring quarter as we expected, when we thought about the fast pace, but sometimes that fast pace leads to a lot of turnovers, and we did see a little bit of that.
And I would also like to point out there's an I in win, and that's what Altavista is looking to do tonight to get to Friday. 15-4. Scoring in the first quarter for Altavista. Juan Thornhill with 6, Darius Johnson with 4, Nelson Dews with 3, Walker Allen with 2, Dietrich Brown and Tony Ford 2 points apiece from Cumberland.
Three-pointer on the way from the Dukes. Back plate, no good. Rebounded by Navy Jones. We talk about Navy Jones. Not real big, but he has a knack for getting a lot of rebounds. Already got 2 tonight. Tried the chest pass down low. Got to get saved back in. Nelson Dews throws it to Juan Thornhill.
He doesn't have the size. I don't know if he's really been the first pick at the Y a whole lot because there are a lot of good players that play down at that Y. But if you get Nelson, or if you get a Navy on your team, you get a treat. If you get Nelson on your team, you got a double treat.
Exactly. Thornhill, right wing, closer to the sideline than he is the three-point line now. Throws it middle of the court to Navy Jones. 7:20 to play.
I'm interested to see how long Cumberland's going to really be sticking to that 2-3. What do you think?
That's an interesting point. I mean, I feel like if Altavista stretches the lead out, then Coach Mosby's going to have no choice but to try and come out in a man-to-man or at least extend the zone out a bit more. Allen fakes it over his head, now bounce pass to Navy Jones. Jones, short little pass to Thornhill, back to Navy. Nelson Dews, 3-ball, left wing, back iron, no good. Long rebound controlled by Thornhill. Thornhill, 10 foot off the window, rattles around and in. How about Juan Thornhill, Bob? Athletic play right there.
Smart play.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, catches it on the board, fires it right off the glass. There's a great-looking jump shot from about 9 or 10 feet.
Campbell County paid a lot of money for the backboards, and Juan Thornhill making the most of it.
Jovan Brown, chest pass over to Quentin Harris. Those substitutes still in the game for Cumberland. Harris, again, middle of the court. He's about 2 feet from the half-court line, Bob.
10-0 run, Colonels.
That's impressive, and they've done that a lot. Good stifling man-to-man defense right here has got Cumberland in trouble. And they lost the basketball. Nelson Dews got his hand in the passing lane, then he just ran and tracked down the errant pass.
The confidence that Nelson Dews and Walker Allen play with, to me, is amazing, considering they don't have a real polished resume coming into what they've done lately. But they are playing more confident than I think just about anybody.
Agreed. No fear kind of games. Nelson driving to the basket, and he counts the bucket with the foul. Falling down, I don't know that he was quite horizontal when he put up the shot, Bob, but he might have been at about a 45-degree angle there, and he got it to go in with the contact.
Foul is against Cumberland's Jeremiah Mayo, his first, team's third. We did not do final numbers for the girls during the end of the game in the Subway intermission report. I'm going to make an executive decision. We'll do them both at the end of the game, and we'll do both players of the game, unless you want to do one at halftime.
No, I like that. Great idea. And, of course, if you did join us late, Lady Colonels getting the W. They're headed to the Conference 44 final. That'll be here on Friday. Thornhill grabbed the missed free throw rebound. Ends up being a jump ball tie-up. But, yeah, back to the Lady Colonels. Fantastic game for them if you joined us late. They're taking on either Perry McClure or Central Lunenburg. That game will be here. It'll be at 5:30 if the guys can win this one. And it will be the conference championship. Altavista assured of their place in regional play in the East region for Division 1 or Group A, whatever we want to call it now. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half of this one. Guys team on top, 19-4. Hubbard has it. Looks like a man-to-man defense now for Cumberland. So there's the change we talked about, Bob. Navy Jones slashing middle. He gets it into the paint. Layup from Jones won't go in. Rebounded by number 3. That's Jovan Brown for Cumberland. He'll bring it up himself. Now throws it cross court to Dietrich Brown. Dietrich Brown back to the basket there momentarily, and he'll just hand it off to Tony Ford. Taken away by Thornhill. Thornhill, right side of the paint. Had to alter the shot. Won't go in, but he took some contact. Little swipe on the wrist. Juan headed to the free throw line, and he will shoot a pair when the shot did not go in. 5:29 to play in the Apple Market second quarter, Bob. 19-4 Colonels lead.
12-0 run for the Colonels right now, as that foul is going to be assessed to Dion Booker. It'll be his first. Juan makes the second, or makes the first, and he'll have the second. 20-4 Altavista, and for Cumberland, there's no 16-point shot out there, Kyle. It's like Mr. Alvis says, eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Exactly. Missed free throw controlled by the Altavista Colonels. Offensive rebound. Hubbard, the runner from the free throw line, sends it off the window and in. Tough angle to shoot it off the bank right there. Richard Hubbard did just that. Altavista gets a three-point play. It's not the old-fashioned way. They made the free throw and then got the offensive rebound, but it works, and it's a 22-4 lead. Cumberland desperately needs some points here, Bob.
Yeah, Richard's ATM card working after hours, and they're going to say last touch off Cumberland this time, and the basketball is going to go back to Altavista. Has McClure will check in. Josh McClure. Almost called him Jacob.
Jacob McClure, his brother, is at the far end of the bench there with other members of the coaching staff like DeMichael Lee and Philip Tinsley. Michi Mall back down there with those guys. Thornhill, long strides, getting to the basket on the layup. Good job by Juan Thornhill. Probably caught the Cumberland defense a little off guard on the inbounds play there, Bob.
This is going bad to worse for the Dukes. They get two there.
Dukes do answer very quickly from the left elbow jump shot from Dietrich Brown. First points they've had in a while. That'll stem the tide a little bit.
Well, the run was only 17-0.
I'm sorry. Thornhill going to bring it up. Slashing to the basket again. Juan off the window. This won't go in. Rebounded by McClure. McClure puts it up. That won't go. Man, it was about 9 guys in the middle of the lane there trying to jump for that basketball. Dukes come away with the rebound.
For people that don't know me, that was kind of said in a dry, joking way. I mean, the Colonels really just turned it on right there. 17 straight points. Cumberland answers with 4 straight.
Tony Ford with the jump shot. Cumberland really resorting to that jump shot, but they have made the last 2 of them. 4:11 to play. 24-8 is the Altavista Colonel lead. Little three-quarter court trap pressure being thrown by Cumberland. Hubbard breaks it, gets it. Layup will go in for Richard Hubbard. Good job by the Colonels to break that odd little press Cumberland was using, Bob. And Hubbard gets it off the window and in.
Well, if I like to be anything, I like to be interesting, and I'm going to try to be here as Altavista's going to get the basketball. Brown and Ford scored the first 4 points of the second quarter. Brown and Ford have scored the first 4 points of this quarter. After Ford scored, they didn't score again in the first quarter. We'll see if that holds again.
12-foot jumper, no good by Juan Thornhill. And Cumberland controls with the rebound.
I mean, it's not so interesting that you're going to impress your friends at Show and Tell tomorrow, but, it was a little nugget. Altavista comes away with the steal. Colonels, I'll tell you, Coach talked about how well they played against William Campbell, and they did, trust me, Kyle, but tonight they are playing extraordinarily well here in the first 13 minutes. Darius catches it down low, drop step, spins, in and one. I'll tell you, when Darius Johnson makes it like that, it makes it look so easy, like he's not even trying. But, Darius is just a man amongst boys.
Darius really is. I mean, particularly when you get him in the paint like that. He caught it middle of the lane about 10 feet. You said the great drop step there. Right to the rim and in. He's headed to the free throw line now to try and cash in on the three-point play. It's a 28-8 Altavista Colonel lead. We have 3:11 left to play here in the Apple Market second quarter. Making a 29-8 advantage for Altavista. So they're really starting to stretch the lead out now.
It will be Altavista and Perry McClure in the girls' variety on Fridays. Perry McClure won big over Cumberland.
Duke score a bucket there. 29-10 now. Altavista still leading. Navy Jones gets it right to the edge of the backcourt. Now Richard Hubbard will do the honors getting into the front court. Nelson Dews, crossover dribble, chest pass to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson throws it in the corner to Hubbard. Hubbard, three ball, it's good. Count it, Richard Hubbard knocking it down. Colonel's really showcasing the long-range game here in the first half tonight, Bob.
Well, Brown and Ford are still the only two guys from Cumberland that have scored, though. 32-10, Altavista just really putting it on Cumberland right now. Navy Jones is going to lead a break.
3-on-2 fast break. Jones dishes to Demetrius. Demetrius thought about the dunk, had it stripped away. They're going to say foul as it was stripped away. Demetrius Johnson headed to the free throw line. Yeah, Colonel's defense stifling, just allowing those two guys to score. Great job by Navy Jones to lead the 3-on-2 fast break. Navy was in the middle. Demetrius was on the left, and Navy swung it over to Demetrius. Third foul on Dietrich Brown, Bob. 16 fouls already for Cumberland, 0 for Altavista, and the fact that Brown has three personal fouls is not good. Because like you mentioned, he's one of the only two guys to score.
There are two Browns on this team, Dietrich and Jovan. Dietrich has all the points out of the Browns, and Dietrich also has all the fouls off the Browns. So Demetrius goes 1 out of 2, 33-10. Yeah, I think you know what I'm going to say next. I mean, if you're Tyrone Mosby, and I know you don't know these guys, the officials, like you know your group, but you just whisper, hey, 6-0.
Yeah, I think that's really the way you got to play it. It might be the only way you can play it and get something out of it. Nice little head fake there from Jawan Childress. He deposits the layup. Kind of head fake to the pass and then use the dribble to come down the right side of the paint and score. So somebody else has scored for Cumberland. Good news on that front. Bad news is they're still down 33-12. Thornhill, overhead pass to Allen. Allen will try the three ball from the right wing. No good. Rebound comes down to Cumberland. One and done possession there for Altavista.
But again, you're not going to get all 21 back at a time. You've got to start figuring out how to win minutes at this point.
Childress, chest pass over to Ford. Back to Childress. Childress, long three, NBA range, no good. Rebound is loose. This might have gone off the Colonels. It goes out of bounds. No, they say it's off Cumberland.
I mean, if I'm Cumberland right now, a dream is to get it to 15 at half. I mean, right now you're at 21. That's winning this next 98 seconds by 6 points.
Agreed. On the court right now for the Altavista Colonels with 1:38.5. Richard Hubbard, Juan Thornhill, Demetrius Johnson, Darius Johnson, and Walker Allen. Juan still in the backcourt. Chest pass over to Richard Hubbard. Cumberland still using this sort of halfway full court press. Demetrius, no look to brother Darius. Darius scores it from the left-hand block. Great job right there. Colonels break the press, Bob. Then they get points off of it. Two more, 35-12. Altavista leading, 1:19 to play in the half.
I mean, it's all Altavista right now.
Free throw line jumper, no good for Cumberland. They had the offensive board. They're going to call it over the back on either Darius Johnson. Yep, it's on Darius Johnson. Big man for Cumberland, 42, Jeremiah Mayo got the rebound, and Darius, a little too much body contact from the backside there. First one on Darius, first one on any Colonel.
Comes real deep into quarter two.
That's got to be a great sign if you're Coach Cardellaro, the fact that your team didn't commit their first foul until about a minute to go.
Cumberland with the basketball.
Duke's basketball, head fake there by Booker. Booker over in the corner to Tony Ford. Tony Ford trying to get it down low. It's taken away by the brothers Johnson. They sort of tag team on that steal. Here comes Demetrius. Puts up the jump shot. He's fouled with some body contact. His brother Darius scored the last basket for the Altavista Colonels. Now Demetrius headed to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
We're not brothers, but I always say, if you can share the love, go ahead and do it.
Agreed. I could not agree more. Darius Johnson going to try and throw in some more points for the Altavista Colonels here. Free throw up, free throw good. Make it 36-12, an Altavista Colonel lead. 46.3 seconds left to go in the Apple Market second quarter, Bob. And Bob, of course, you know about three great Apple Market locations, Main Street, Gateway, and Riverside.
Can't get enough.
Second free throw in and out, no good. Taken away by Juan Thornhill after the Cumberland rebound. Juan couldn't get his layup to go. Cumberland grabs another rebound. Here comes Ford, right side of the court. He'll stop it at about the right wing, and he'll throw it in the corner now. And the 3-ball is good by Dion Booker. On the modified fast break, Booker reins it in from three-point land. And again, full court pressure here from Cumberland. 23 seconds to go in the half. Let's see if the Colonels want to hold for one or not. This is definitely more pressure than they faced at the end of the first quarter. Thornhill, left wing, three-pointer, good. Juan Thornhill has made a pair of triples tonight. And Altavista continuing to stretch the lead out, 39-15. We're down to 7 seconds to play in the half. Cumberland's going to get a decent look at it here, it appears. Jump shot, no good. They won't get a good look at it. They traveled. Altavista may get a decent look at it. 2.4 seconds left in the half, Bob. Colonel's going to have to go the entire length of the court, but they do have a play design for this.
Well, they're going to be up big at the half, no matter what. They're up 24 right now and looking for more.
Thornhill, baseball pass. Down to the free throw line to get it to Demetrius. Demetrius gets it up at the buzzer and in. Demetrius sort of threw it up from his hip, gunslinger style.
Yep. By Darius. I mean, Darius just shoveled that over like it was nothing to Demetrius. And Altavista just really putting it on the Dukes right now.
Great end of half play right there. Maybe not exactly like Coach Cardellaro drew it up, but it gets 2 points. Colonels are in good shape. Subway halftime show on the way. Altavista 41-15 lead on 105.5 KD Country.
Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant. So we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today. El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need. That's English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista. In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Back here at the Subway halftime show, Altavista all over Cumberland, 41-15. The girls kind of set the pace, though, tonight for a good performance, maybe even better than good. We'll hear it from Sarah Maddox. Was it better than good, in your opinion, tonight for your ladies?
We played well tonight. A lot of different defenses shown by William Campbell, and we made adjustments to play well.
But that can be a good thing, you know. I mean, obviously seeing different looks at this point in the season, you don't know what you're going to see. I mean, you do probably because you guys have scouted them. But night in, night out, teams are going to switch it up. I mean, and William Campbell didn't really give you a lot offensively in terms of their output, but I thought you guys kept playing well even when the game was in the bag.
Ironically, we played William Campbell a week ago, and this is a completely different team than the William Campbell team we saw a week ago. So it was something new. They showed a different defense for us, but it was important to get a lot of girls who don't normally get a lot of time in the game, especially later in the season. We might need some of that bench play to come in.
Does everybody feel like it's a postseason now? Because it's not the traditional Dogwood District tournament, but what do the ladies feel?
It's a little crazy. Earlier start time. Actually, sun's still shining when our game was playing. So, yeah, but nice crowd coming out tonight, too.
What did you think of individual performances from your group?
Sydney Moore, 16 points, heavy on the boards, same production from Chelsea, Kalia, 10 apiece. So nice job from the girls tonight.
You know, obviously we know Sydney because we've seen her. We know Kalia because we've seen her who is maybe an X factor? I don't want to obviously give away any secrets, but I thought Victoria Burgess played pretty well at the point.
You know, Victoria's done a nice job coming up from the JV team last year. She's really stepped up. She's the varsity point guard. She does a nice job, handles the ball well, doesn't look for shots all the time, but she does a nice job setting up our offense and what we need.
Well, that JV coach is pretty good, though, so I'm going to give her some credit for getting Victoria ready. You got Perry McClure on Friday. You are in the regionals or whatever the VHSL is calling it now. What do you know about the Fighting Blues?
They're a tough team. They won pretty soundly tonight against their game. Tough team. We've seen them a little bit. They're different than what we've seen before. Very fundamental. You know the plays they're going to run because they run them every night. And
I talked to Coach Spencer in the pregame. How important is it, though? You know, obviously you want to be cognizant of what the other team is, but if you play your game, you know, I don't want to say so what, but if you play your game, everything's taken care of?
It's a different kind of matchup. I mean, we have a great post play. Kalia, Sydney, Chelsea, and Brittany off the bench. Nice job down in post play. But Cumberland's got some nice guards, and Perry McClure's nice guards. So we're going to see some different stuff.
Final question. This is not really related to Perry McClure, but you guys had your honoring the state championship team from back when you played several weeks ago. How much did you really want the girls to, you know, appreciate that too, of seeing what the tradition is, even though they know and they've been to Richmond and this and that?
It was a really important thing. It was really cool to be there because the girls, we talked to them, but they hear the names Taylor Frazier, Stacey Shepard, but they've never seen these players. So when Stacey Shepard walks in 6'2", they're like, wow, that's the girl you're talking about. No wonder you guys didn't give up rebounds and things like that. So it was really awesome for them to be part of a team that I was on and kind of see the connection within 10 years.
Coach, is always appreciated, and we look forward to hopefully keeping this going. You know, girls win, guys play, you come up and talk. I think it's a perfect match.
We can keep it going. Thank you.
Sarah Maddox here at Subway Halftime Show. 41-15 Altavista at intermission. Kyle's back after this on 105.5 KD Country.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans at $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker Moon Pie for $1.25 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
Man, it's cold in here. What's wrong with your heater?
Well, it used to work pretty good.
Back in the 90s, just call Select Air and get it fixed.
Oh, it'll probably cost a lot of money.
No, it won't, because Donnie will give you a fair price and get it done right the first time.
Maybe I'll call Select Air tomorrow.
No, you will call Select Air today, because it's freezing in here.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com.
This is Paul Shelton, owner of Altavista Appliance and Furniture, and I want to introduce my grandson, Mitch Haley, who is my new store manager, to tell you about great things we have going for you, our valued customers.
Check out our low prices. All living room suites are on sale. Plus, we have a large selection of recliners, accent rugs, end tables, and lamps. Our appliance department features name brands like Frigidaire, Speed Queen, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amana. Come check us out today, where you'll find the best deals with great service at Altavista Appliance and Furniture on 7th Street, right in front of the First National Bank.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here on the Subway Halftime Show, 105.5 KD Country. Altavista Colonels sporting a big lead, 41-15 over the Cumberland Dukes. And you just heard a little bit about the Lady Colonels win that they had from Sarah Maddox. Boy, we had Ace Eubank on earlier. It's a cast of thousands tonight, Bob. Lee Cameron back at home base doing a great job. Eleanor Haney was sort of the starter, and then Lee came in out of the bullpen. It was a fun night.
I feel like I should be wearing like a 1992 Chicago Bulls championship shirt, like Turn Back the Clock night or something here at Altavista. A lot of old friends on the radio for us. Colonel's playing really, really well right now. 2 guys I want to single out. I think Nelson Dews shot the ball really, really well, but the pass that Darius Johnson had at the end of the half, I mean, you know, I think that we're not probably giving that enough credit. Juan throws it all the way down the floor, playing his normal role of quarterback. Darius catches it and just kind of, I don't even know if he really caught it. He kind of just flipped it over to Demetrius, and Demetrius sticks in 2 to get the basketball in, and not like Altavista needed those 2 points, but they get them anyway. 41-15, Colonels, all Colonels at intermission.
Yeah, great job of describing that last play there to end the half, because it was a pretty special play, and all three of those guys really, had to really make a great performance there. And the Colonels' whole team has performed pretty well. 2-0, I was going to say 2:01 left in halftime, but that's maybe not 100% accurate. It is the Subway Halftime Show. We'll take one more time out on the Subway Halftime Show. Back with the second half right after this on 105.5 KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for more than 30 years. For free consultations for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels basketball team on their successful season. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street, Altavista.
GMC Certified Service, Highview Motors, state inspections, transmission repair, tire sales, Highview Motors. If your ride has been in an accident, Highview Motors has the latest collision repair center and body shop. Drive-on frame machine, down-drive paint booth with baking oven, GMC and ASE certified technicians. Great selection of professional-grade GMC trucks and pre-owned cars. Highview Motors, Main Street, Altavista.
Highview Motors, GMC.
Virginia's oldest and most experienced bus distributor, Sonny Merriman Incorporated, is Virginia's premier Thomas Belt bus dealer. Sonny Merriman has been providing buses to schools, churches, medical facilities, and transit agencies for more than 45 years. Sonny Merriman is recognized for outstanding service and customer satisfaction. Sonny Merriman wishes to recognize the Altavista Colonels basketball teams on their outstanding season, and good luck in tournament play.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
Second half underway here from Altavista. Dukes will start the basketball with it. We'll get you some halftime stats here in just a moment. Maybe first free throw. Booker driving, cut off, and he's going to bounce pass it over to Tony Ford. Ford's shot no good, rebounded by Navy Jones. Starters back out there for the Altavista Colonels. That includes Jones, Thornhill, Hubbard, and the brothers Johnson, Darius and Demetrius. Juan directing traffic from the right point. Now crossover dribble. Middle of the lane. Tried a shot, was blocked away. Basketball out of bounds. Going to stay to the Altavista Colonels. 7:28 to play in the Apple Market third quarter. Altavista, same lead they started the half with, 41-15. Pretty comfortable margin, and that's a reflection of how well they played. Thornhill gets it on the inbounds. Won't go in. Stayed on the rim for a long time. Rebound stayed up for a while, but it's controlled by Cumberland. Ford gets it ahead to Joseph Thompson. Thompson, chest pass to Dietrich Brown. Brown lost the handle. Now he really lost the handle. It's a takeaway by Demetrius Johnson. Now Demetrius lost it. Tapped away from behind. Cumberland basketball again. Taylor driving. Shot goes up. Won't go in. Rebounded by Thornhill. Thornhill going to try and get it up the court. He was almost chased down from behind, but fouled from behind. Hits the deck. Helped up by Tony Ford. Good sportsmanship there. First foul of the half on anybody. 7 minutes to play in the Apple Market third quarter.
I have numbers real quick. Juan Thornhill, 14 at intermission. Darius Johnson has 9. Richard Hubbard has 7. 6 from Walker. 2 from Walker Allen. 5 from Nelson Deuce. 4 from Demetrius Johnson.
Good balanced scoring there from the Colonels. And again, good to see Juan Thornhill back in 100% shape. Darius Johnson, low post, won't go in. Rebounded by Cumberland.
Well, and look at what Juan's been doing when he hasn't been 100%.
Exactly. Shot goes up for the Dukes. Deion Booker, count the basket. He is fouled. Navy Jones hit the deck. See if the foul was on him. It was on Canavis Jones. First one of the half for the Altavista Colonels. Yeah, I mean, he came back. He did not start in that... He didn't start in that Roanoke Catholic game, Bob, but he did come in pretty quickly. Looked very explosive. Obviously looked good against William Campbell. What did he have against the Generals? 20-some, I think, something like that. One of his biggest outputs of the year. And then looking sharp here. Three-point play is converted by Deion Booker. So good job by the Dukes right there to cash in on the opportunity. 41-18. Colonels have not scored in this half yet. 6.5 to play. Thornhill, left-hand layup. Count the bucket. Coming down the left side of the lane. Juan Thornhill switching over to the offhand. Converts the little finger roll right there. So now the Colonels have scored. 43-18 now is the Altavista Colonel lead. 6:12 to play in the third quarter. Three-pointer on the way from Booker. It's good by Dion Booker.
Well, they need a lot more.
Yep, he scored the last 6 in a row for Cumberland. Doing his part, Altavista getting it inbounds. Thornhill, little head fake, now behind the back dribble. Crosses over, bringing it up the right side of the paint. Now he's driving left side of the paint. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson's shot wouldn't go in, but it's tipped back in by Demetrius Johnson. I'll tell you, those brothers Johnson, Bob, when they're on the low blocks, they're really hard to stop. Case in point right there. Holding foul is going to be on Demetrius Johnson, away from the basketball, matter of fact.
Juan had 27 against William Campbell, to be precise, which I know you love to be.
Love the precision. Walker Allen checking in the game now.
Score update, unofficial, but Perry McClure was up around 15 points over William Campbell at intermission. So it'll be an old school. We've seen the old double dips before in regionals where it's been, 2 teams on the girls and 2 teams on the boys.
Yeah, Perry McClure can hold on there. Joseph Thompson, a little off-balance right-hand shot from the edge of the paint. Goes in. Good shot right there by Joseph Thompson. More points for the Dukes. Put together a pretty decent little third quarter here. Walker Allen brings it up right sideline. Now to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson fouled. Don't think he was in the act of shooting yet, although I know he had it on his mind. They will say it was on the floor foul.
Yeah, Cumberland not giving a concession speech right now.
No, not just yet.
The exit polls aren't good, but no concession speech by the Dukes, but the Colonels just continue to pour it on.
Third foul on Dion Booker, by the way. Hubbard could not get it inbounds, and it goes off of Richard Hubbard. It'll be Dukes basketball. Colonels with a few turnovers here early in the third quarter. Coach Cardellaro visibly not too pleased about that. 5:15 to play in the Apple Market third quarter. Dukes basketball. Brown bounce passes in the corner to Thompson. Thompson left point to Dion Booker. Booker with the traveling violation. Never really got the dribble started. It'll be a turnover basketball going back to the Colonels.
And Mike Cardellaro showing the signs of a good coach. Still unhappy about some things when they're up 22. I mean, a lot of coaches would just say, we're up 22. We can take a play off. And Mike Cardellaro has said it to me many times. Even when they put in substitutions, we're not putting them out there just to take up space. We expect them to produce.
Yep. Thornhill going to bring it up the right sideline. Got it into fifth gear, then slowed it down.
That's called tradition, folks, because that's how you build a program.
Allen in the corner, top of the key to Hubbard. Hubbard right-hand dribble, gets it in the other corner to Thornhill. Thornhill driving, up and under layup, count the basket. Juan Thornhill placed that one high off the glass with the scoop layup there. 2 more points for Juan, 2 more points for the Altavista Colonels. It's a 47-23 lead right now for the home team.
Juan too shy of 20.
Seems like he'll probably get there. You never know, though.
Well,
especially with the big
Juan
lead.
Can still be effective without scoring. The next 2, because he does so many other things well. Cumberland is going to throw it away. Altavista is going to check in Nelson Dews.
Yeah, Brown tried a little wraparound low entry pass there in the post. Never found its target. Good defense from Altavista. They'll inbounds. Look like full court man-to-man defense going to come from Cumberland here as Nelson Dews will do the inbounding, standing on the Colonel's logo on the baseline. A couple guys join Thornhill in the backcourt. Nelson holds it over his head, still looking for somebody. Throws the chest pass to Demetrius Johnson. Right back to Nelson, who's streaking up the middle of the court. Now they get it right wing to Walker Allen. Allen overhead pass to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson spin move, fadeaway jumper. No good. Rebound is loose. Comes down to the Dukes. Tony Ford will bring it up for Cumberland. Darius a little slow on that play. I don't know if he got banged up or what. Layup attempt by Ford won't go in, and that's rebounded by Juan Thornhill. Thornhill clears out everybody. Gave Nelson Dews a little push with the left hand.
Trying to think of who the best Nelson is all time in sports. With the first name.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good Nelly Fox.
Yeah.
But
you don't think Nelson was the given name?
I don't know.
Takeaway there by Cumberland. Thornhill commits a foul, just not happy with himself on the errant pass. And they call Thornhill for the tripping foul, Bob. So second tripping foul we've seen on the evening. That's always fun. And it's just Juan's first. Actually,
I think that board was just put up wrong.
Yep, you're exactly right.
And, the other thing, too, and give credit to the officials at this point in the season, too, because really night to night they don't know where they're going to be. I mean, with playoffs going on, people are really hustling. I'm sure they know they're going to work.
Yeah.
But, it's really a case of where I saw Charles Trent the other night at a Lynchburg College game. He's like, I don't know where I am the rest of the week. I just know I'm working somewhere tomorrow.
Basketball thrown away by the Dukes. They were working that right sideline, but they got too close to it. Ball ended up in their bench. So it'll go as a turnover. Altavista Colonels They'll take over right in front of that Cumberland bench. 3:30 to play in the Apple Market third quarter. Altavista with the big lead, 47-23. Far from over, though.
Darius Johnson, Walker Allen, Nelson Dews, Richard Hubbard, Juan Thornhill with the basketball.
Thornhill driving the paint, leaves it off for Darius Johnson. Johnson off the glass and in. How many times have we said that, Bob? Juan Thornhill drives, he dishes it off to a Johnson, and Johnson puts it off the window and in. This time it's Darius Johnson, and he's got a chance for a three-point play.
Let's put it this way. I wish we had a dime for every time we said it, because we'd be going to Subway and actually maybe buying a combo tonight, because a lot of times it's been Thornhill to Johnson.
Missed free throw is rebounded by now over to Walker Allen, right wing. Allen, he gets by his defender, puts up the runner, off the glass and in. Walker Allen, nice play right there. Just sort of slid right by his man, couple dribbles, then threw up the runner. Count the basket, 51-23. Colonels with the big one.
It's getting late early for Cumberland. I mean, we got time left in the third quarter, but like I said, they really need to start winning just minutes right now. Nice bucket there by Jeremiah Mayo.
Yeah, good little post move from Mayo there. He head faked one way, spun around the other way, lost his man, and got it in. Much needed, but like Bob said, it may not be enough. Thornhill driving, got it to the front of the rim. He's fouled. Shot won't go in. Now Juan will be back on the free throw line. Coach Cardellaro giving his substitute, Navy Jones, a little direction there at the scorer's table. Let's see who Navy checks in for. Josh McClure now headed to that same scorer's table. He'll be a sub as well.
Well, and you got to wonder if things continue like this. Do the new guys get play tonight? And, I think it can't hurt. Just because, like we've talked about earlier, you never know when they're going to be needed in a minute that could mean a lot.
Yeah, great point.
And that's not to exclude the other guys on the bench like Dylan Allen, Chandler Pribble, and guys like that. But, if you can get everybody in the game at least.
Yeah. The more the merrier, I think, without a doubt. Thornhill sinks the second of two. 52-25 is the Altavista Colonel lead. Yeah, you're right. Destin Brown as well, another one of those guys that could get in. But I think you hit the nail on the head. The more the merrier. Mayo almost had a long rebound. Navy going to skip it ahead to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson going up for the jam, but he is fouled. Couldn't get the bucket in. Had the elevation, but the foul threw him off a little bit.
And, I know you understand, but I just want to make sure everybody else does. I think that's Booker's. It's only his second. Actually, it's on Quentin Harris.
Yep.
But you don't have to get everybody scoring. But I just think if you can get everybody out there at some point, just to give them some taste of, Conference 44 tournament basketball.
Yep. First free throw converted by Demetrius Johnson. More of a line drive free throw shooter, but he makes it work. Johnson brothers have both been pretty good from the free throw stripe, particularly second half of the year, Bob, and that's going to be a place the Colonels are going to have to be good from, particularly when you get into a close game. Knocks down both, 54-25. Colonels lead.
I'm shocked he made the second one after
I said that.
Kiss of death right
I
there.
don't believe in that. There's no way he could have heard me say that. 2:08 to play in the Apple Market third quarter. Takeaway here by Altavista. No, Cumberland got it right back, and then you're going to get a foul on the Colonels.
I wonder if that's what the owner of the Red Sox said when he sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees. I don't believe in curses.
Right.
Get rid of that Ruth guy. I got a play to produce. McClure with the first foul of his self tonight. It will be 5 against Altavista.
Dukes throw it long on the inbound pass. They get it into Jovan Brown. He drives to the free throw line, stops, dishes it back out to Childress. Childress back to Brown. Brown studying the basket. Couple dribbles, left side of the lane. Finger roll attempt won't go in, but he is fouled in the act of shooting. Well, now Jovan Brown will visit the free throw line here at Altavista.
That's actually the 5th team foul. Hubbard's first 5 against the Dukes as well. It's not the first time we've seen Cumberland. You mentioned that they've played them a little bit here and there in regular season. They've been a part of the Christmas tournament a few times, I believe. So, Cumberland no stranger to this gymnasium.
Saw them on the gridiron this year in football. Altavista took care of business in that one. I don't know exactly what the score was, but it was a pretty similar situation. That was here, yep.
Because we've been there, too.
Exactly, yeah. Yep. Cumberland, not too far of a drive up there in between... Appomattox and Richmond, we'll say, in that area. I can't give you a geography lesson here, Bob, because let's face it, you have to pay somebody if you want to take that class online. So you'd have to pay me. Backdoor cut by Walker Allen to the rack. and in. How about the nice bounce pass feed from Demetrius Johnson to find him on the backdoor look, Bob?
Yeah, and we think of Walker Allen as the three-point specialist lately, but he had that shot and that nice move with the runner earlier.
Yeah.
So Walker proving his versatility.
The entire game for Walker Allen. Mayo almost fell down, managed to maintain the basketball, puts it up and in. Had some spin on that ball there as it hit the window and sort of went to the rim at an odd angle. But 2 more points for Jeremiah Mayo. Good job there by him. 70 seconds to play here in the Apple Market third quarter. Jones, chest pass to the right wing to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson overhead pass in the corner to Hubbard. Hubbard will just flip it back to Demetrius. Another backdoor cut by Walker Allen. Allen fouled. Count the bucket. Walker Allen doing a number and utilizing the backdoor cut. Back-to-back. Nice assist from Demetrius Johnson. The big man can pass, baby.
Yeah, and I think the Johnson brothers, you think of them as big and they can score and they can rebound, but they can do a lot of other things. Demetrius, gets out there and plays defense on the perimeter very well for his size.
Yeah.
So, I'm a fan.
Absolutely. Same way with Walker Allen.
I'm a
Can
fan
do a
of
lot
his
of
too.
different things. New faces on the court for the Altavista Colonels. Destin Brown, Chandler Pribble, Dylan Allen, and they join Walker Allen and Canavis Jones. 1:03 to play in the Apple Market third quarter. Free throw. No good off the iron, rebounded by Mayo from Cumberland. Here come the Dukes. Left sideline, bringing it ahead. Runner put up, won't go in, but there's a foul there, and this is going to send number 10, Jawan Childress, to the free throw line with 57.7 seconds in the quarter. It's a 58-24 Altavista Colonel lead, Bob.
Yeah, I never want to foul no matter what. I don't think that one's going to cripple the Colonel's chances or anything like
16
that.
fouls on Altavista, by the way.
Foul's going to go against Walker Allen.
Free throw good by Jawan Childress.
The flavor of Mayo we're used to having during the season is Barry Mayo. But, this one, Jeremiah Mayo. Nice move in the post earlier.
Yeah. Really a solid game. Got the size. And that never hurts, coming off the bench for the Dukes. Altavista getting it in quickly. Both free throws converted. Navy Jones, double team momentarily. He's trying to break the pressure. He's still in the backcourt. Now he throws it to Dylan Allen. Allen ahead to Walker Allen.
Keep it in the family, boys.
Shot wouldn't go in, but Allen took some contact, enough to draw a foul, and the foul is on number 23, Dietrich Brown, or was it on number 32? It was on number 32, Bob Alvis. I'm sorry about that.
I didn't write it down, so you're okay.
Good.
Third foul, Mayo. Would you be interested in doing some radiotherapy in the fourth quarter? Because I have something on my mind that's really bothering me.
We can have a little radiotherapy session.
It relates to this game.
Gotcha. Free throw good by Walker Allen. Rattled around on the rim there for a little while. Nelson Dews looks like he's headed back in the ball game. He'll check in for the shooter, Walker Allen. So
It
have to
doesn't
wait
really
a moment.
relate to the game, but it relates to this whole season.
I'm ready. 47 seconds left in this third quarter, though, so radiotherapy, you have to wait.
Yeah.
Second free throw, front iron, no good. Rebounded by the Dukes.
I was doing what we call a tease in the business anyway.
49-31, the Altavista Colonels lead. Handoff
59.
there to Devon Taylor. Yes, you're right. Loose ball. Taylor got on the ground for it, rolled over almost to travel, but they didn't call it. Navy Jones comes away with the steal. Ahead to Dylan Allen. Allen left hand off the back, and it's good. Points for Dylan Allen, his first of the game. Good job by Altavista to cash in on the turnover. 20 seconds to play. Colonels with the 61-31 lead. That's a little easier to remember. It's a 30-point lead, Bob. Lob pass inside to Mayo. This ball is loose, controlled by Chandler Pribble. The old goalie swiped that shot out of the air. Hands it to Navy Jones. Jones driving. High lob up and in. Navy Jones with the teardrop. Throwing it off and in. And that brings a close to the third quarter. Fourth quarter on the way. Colonels are going to have a big lead. 63-31. Make sure you join us when we come back on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Your high school sports station, 105.5 KD Country.
63-31, Altavista Colonels with the big lead. We still got one quarter to play here. I'm Kyle Haney. He's the big A, Bob Alvis.
Buena Vista. Perry McClure, 36. William Campbell, 23. End of 3.
So not out of the woods just yet. You know, you said Perry McClure was going to be here both girls and guys Friday.
I said there was a chance.
The William Campbell General is still going to have a chance. You slipped up earlier in this game. Good basketball up there.
Now, William Campbell can get hot. I mean, they've had some kids here a week ago Monday that really could fill it up shooting threes. So I think William Campbell's got a puncher shot, but it's hard to win a quarter by that much.
Especially when you're on the road, and particularly a place like Buena Vista taking on the Perry McClure Fighting Blues. Thornhill driving, he dishes out to Richard Hubbard. Hubbard now to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson attacking the baseline, off the glass and in right there with the right hand. Demetrius Johnson, nice job getting by his defender, depositing the two off the window. 7:35 to play in the game. Colonel's up 65-31.
I like the fact that you're not going to really have a lot of days off in between either. No, I mean, now it's kind of just continuous.
Unless there's weather
keep playing.
Again.
Right.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Right, but I mean, Friday I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously if you're Altavista or whoever and you're playing and you're winning, let's keep playing.
Great point. Friday, if anything, they're talking about thunderstorms. Maybe some snow next week, but hopefully it doesn't materialize into anything big. Free throw no good from Devon Taylor. The foul was on Juan Thornhill. It was his second, Bob. 7 on both teams, so we'll see the bonus from here on out. And there's 7.5 to play here in this Apple Market fourth quarter. Second free throw from Taylor. That one's good. Make the Colonel lead now 65-32. Altavista gets it in. A little half-hearted full-court man-to-man pressure there from Cumberland. Darius Johnson actually did the honors bringing that one up. They get it to Hubbard now in front of the Colonel bench.
At this point, nothing can be half-hearted for Cumberland if they want any type of chance.
Backdoor cut for Hubbard. Hubbard with the nice head fake. Actually let his defender sail right over top of him. Then Hubbard gets the layup in for 2. Wow, savvy move right there from Richard Hubbard. I think he probably thought that was going to hurt a little bit more, but the man just really went right over the top of him.
If this holds, player of the game is very, very tough.
Indeed.
After this one.
Mayo, low post move again. That one won't go. It was really altered by Darius Johnson. Good defense from the big man there for the Colonels. Thornhill bringing it up. Throws it ahead to Demetrius Johnson. Count the basket. Juan Thornhill with the 20-foot pass right there. Juan was at the edge of the three-point line. Bullet pass down low to Demetrius Johnson. Nice look right there. 6.5 to play.
I mean, I would think normally we have a general idea.
Sure.
Of who, but I mean, tonight I honestly think it's a grab bag of guys that could win this Player of the Game award.
69-32. Layup no good there from Jovan Brown. Demetrius Johnson with the rebound. Coach Mosby's going to clear his bench here next chance he gets. Navy Jones going up for the layup. They'll call it jump ball. Navy was expecting a foul, but jump ball, mutual possession. It's going to give the basketball to Cumberland. We got some fresh faces for the Dukes, and this may take
you want me to help?
A second. Absolutely.
Deion
I
Booker,
want you to
Tony
help.
Ford, Joseph Thompson, Quentin Harris, and I lost somebody. Dang it.
We've seen all those guys before.
Right. I think it's whoever's got the ball. And that's Dietrich Brown, who fires the 3.
Long one, no good. Didn't catch any of the iron. Rebound comes down to Darius Johnson. He had to scoop it up off the floor. Ahead to Nelson Dews. Dews gets it ahead to the left sideline to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill going to initiate the offense. Right-hand dribble. Driving. Wanted the big dunk. Wouldn't go in. Rebound comes down to Darius Johnson. Johnson sticks it up and in. Boy, Juan was really going to try a big one there, and he got it up to the rim. Just sent it off the back iron. Didn't really have control of the basketball fully, I don't think.
Well,
that one would have brought the house down.
I think you and I like to both use this phrase. Juan was headed to the basket with bad intentions.
Absolutely. 3 ball on the way from Cumberland. It's good. Joseph Thompson from the far corner knocks it in. Thornhill waiting for somebody to inbound it to on the baseline. Throws it ahead to Darius. Now bounce pass to Juan Thornhill. How much you want to bet Juan wants to try it again to make up? Oh, no, look past to Dylan Allen. Allen, count the bucket from the edge of the paint, but how about the wraparound no-look pass from Juan Thornhill on the bounce?
We're even. I think that'll do. I mean, I think as long as Juan can make a play, it doesn't have to be the most spectacular.
That's
but
true.
Darius gets the steal and the pinfall. Steal by Cumberland. The ball is loose. I mean, this is, again, Olympic hockey at its finest. Altavista is going to check in a couple. McClure and Pribble. Here's my therapy issue that we'll get to. A lot of people still call, and I'm not trying to fault you or me because I've done it too, still calling districts by districts. Are there really anymore? I mean, everybody wants to say, the Seminole District. No, it's not. I mean, there's really no districts anymore.
Yeah, there were some loose ball there as Nelson Dews picks it up. He'll get fouled on the ground by Dietrich Brown. Yeah, there were some districts that were going to play their district tournaments. Seminole District was going to, but I think the snow played havoc with that.
So they got the first round in.
Right, yeah. Well, good for them.
I mean, you know, and to me, that's just absolute, you know, that's just a ticket seller. I mean, I'm not trying to step on toes here.
Well, that's what it is,
you know.
No, you're right. I mean, that's exactly what it is. The districts really don't mean anything. No district standings. Free throw short, but it's rebounded by McClure. McClure lost it, picked up by Nelson Dews. Dews going to throw it to Destin Brown. Things are getting real wild now. A lot of bodies on the floor. There's the jump ball tie-up. Well, McClure comes out of there with it. Yeah, the districts, I mean, Altavista played their old district schedule, and that was more for convenience. Right.
That I understand. But, you know, in a district tournament, what if somebody gets hurt? And then they can't play in the conference tournament, and then they might not be able to play in the regional tournament.
True.
I mean, you know, but I just have a problem with calling the word districts anymore because they're, you know, the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
Glad I got that off my chest. Thanks, Kyle.
Absolutely. I don't know if I helped. McClure driving, pulls up from about 5 feet. He is fouled on the shot attempt. Shot went off back iron and no good.
You know what they say. Sometimes you just need somebody to vent to.
Exactly.
And you heard me out. And thanks to everybody out there in Radio Land that put up with that as well.
Yeah, the new format, really the conference play is what matters. And you get seeded in your conference based on what you did in the regular season. And it doesn't matter if you play all the teams in your old district or none of the teams in your old district.
Right. I mean, it matters a little bit in terms of points, but I mean, it doesn't matter, like, you know, you're not mandated to.
Yeah.
Convenience factor, I get. Yeah. I think at some point that might go bye-bye to a degree because I just, like I've said before, I don't see the point of Nelson County traveling to southern Pennsylvania County for any reason.
Right.
When they've and vice versa. I mean, Chatham has got people they can play closer to.
Back iron on the free throw, no good by McClure. It's a 73-35 Colonel lead. Got 4:40 to play in the basketball game. Nelson Dews thought he had his steal there, but they're going to call Nelson with a foul. Reaching in probably, I believe. Nelson with a little too much contact on that steal attempt. And we'll send number 20, Dion Booker, to the free throw line.
You know, I think another good thing for Altavista this year, too, is playing in that tournament up at, Rockbridge?
Yeah.
And playing at the Roy Stanley Memorial over there at Salem Civic Center.
Different
They're getting
events,
used to the bigger crowds, you know, the atmosphere. I mean, because there's no guarantee that a state title game is going to start at the time they say it's going to start. You know, you might have to wait around for a minute just in case things get backed up. And I know that happened in Salem.
Yeah.
Now, probably happened up at Rockbridge, too, to a degree. But, I mean,
they actually kept the schedule pretty good up there, but I definitely see your point. It's a different atmosphere. It's not your normal routine where, hey, JV's going to play and then we're going to play after him. You know, it's a little different thing. Full court pressure here from Cumberland, hard to handle, but now Altavista breaks it. Dylan Allen, left side of the paint, won't go in. Destin Brown had his hands on a rebound, got his hands on another one. Second shot attempt won't go in. Ball is still loose, controlled by Chandler Pribley. Gets it back to Destin Brown. Brown, right edge of the paint. Now they get it over left wing to Allen. Allen, three-pointer long, ends up in Destin Brown's hands again. Brown's shot won't go in. He's fouled. Ball is still loose, and it goes off of Cumberland. Wild sequence right there. I think Destin Brown touched the ball like a full 7 different times. Couldn't convert any points, but the Colonels do still retain possession. 4:08 to play. They get it in bounds to McClure.
I think Mike Sharness is more interested in the touches number than Mike Cardellaro, but it'll do on that one.
Fadeaway jump shot from Pribble. No good. Rebound still loose. Saved by the Dukes. No, it's not. They said Cumberland player Joseph Thompson has his foot on the baseline. So Altavista going to keep it on this end, keep possession.
Like the Globetrotters are in town right now a little bit, just without the cleanliness.
Globetrotters will be in Roanoke soon. Bob Nelson Dews, three-pointer, no good. Rebound controlled by Cumberland. They're actually going to come away with it. Altavista couldn't do much contesting on that rebound. Dukes driving. That's Dietrich Brown. Score the basket for him on the layup. 3:40 to play. Altavista still with the big lead. 73-38. Pribble left-hand dribble, fakes the pass, now uses the bounce pass. They get it over to Destin Brown. Brown right-hand dribble.
One of the Globetrotters actually at William Byrd High School the other day.
Yes. Back to Pribble, left wing. Altavista will put some subs in. A couple of those JV call-ups going to go in. Now, actually, all 3 of them are going to go in, Bob, it looks like. Shot won't go in, but it's rebounded by McClure there on the putback. Great job by Josh McClure. Positioning, stuck it back and in. 3:05 to play. 75-38 is the Colonel lead. Jump shot for the Dukes. Won't go in. Rebounded by McClure. McClure wants to run the fast break himself, bringing it middle of the court. Bounce pass over to Nelson Dews. Dews lost it. And that will bring in our aforementioned junior varsity call-ups.
Yeah, go ahead and touch on those guys before I get back to Nelson.
You're going to see number 32, Mateo Malbeck, number 34, Jamal Thornhill, and number 40, Daquan Poindexter in the game now for the Altavista Colonels. Staying on the court is Destin Brown and Dylan Allen.
I don't really think that Nelson should get a lot of blame for that, not saying you assigned it to him, but that pass was so close that it was just almost impossible for Nelson to have that.
Yeah, tough play there for Nelson to run it down. Shot won't go in. Malbeck had his hands on the rebound, but he lost it.
I mean, he should still sleep good tonight based on everything that's happened for him today. I mean,
certainly.
Don't worry about that one errant pass.
Cumberland basketball inbounding in front of their sideline. They get into Taylor. Taylor walked it down to the baseline. Now we'll bring it back out. Tried to swing it down low to the big man. He got it back after a deflection. Taylor puts it in with the right-hand layup. 2 more points for the Dukes. It's still a 75-40 Altavista Colonel lead. Mateo Malbeck bringing it up for the Colonels. One-hand pass over to Destin Brown. Brown in the right corner. Now bounce passes along the baseline to Jamal Thornhill. Thornhill, too many steps. He thought he took some contact right there. No whistle.
Polls are closing all over, by the way.
Yeah.
Altavista getting all the electoral votes and looking like they will move on to Friday night.
Going to be a double dip Friday night. Again, girls are going to start 5:30. Boys will be along after that. Subway pregame show start around 5:15. Almost a turnover there for the Colonels, but Cumberland got the basketball back. Deion Booker circling the defense. 3-ball on the way from the Dukes. No good. Rebound is loose. Thornhill will try to battle for it. He could not come away with it. Another 3-pointer on the way from the Dukes. In and out, no good. That was Booker. And this rebound will be controlled by Thornhill. Thornhill almost with the backcourt violation. Maybe he didn't come all the way across just yet.
Well,
Pribble?
You know what they say about almost. Well, Pribble,
yeah, he did go backcourt.
Yeah. He might have been bumped a little bit, but
good point.
You know, almost only counts in hand grenades, horseshoes, and I think somebody added a third one in there at some point. But I'm an old school guy. I'm hand grenades and horseshoes.
Probably another sport where you can get something good out of it.
They called it like nuclear warfare or something. Play for the third.
Uh-huh.
I hang around with the bad crowd.
Yes, you do. 90 seconds to play in this one. Subway postgame show. Never a bad crowd there. Going to be a lot of fun. And we'll recap that girls' game again and do player of the games for both of them, like you said, Bob.
If you want to get to Subway, you still got some time before they close to get you a great sub, get you some cookies, like Kyle said, 3 for $1.
Poindexter, 3-pointer for the Colonels. No good. Hit the window. Destin Brown tried to run down the offensive rebound. Couldn't. Wow. Joseph Taylor now swings it over to Devon Taylor. Shot no good. Excuse me, that was Joseph Thompson. Rebounded by Chandler Pribble. Here comes Thornhill the other way. Try to get it to Mateo Malbeck. That's taken away. We were under 1 minute to play here in the Apple Market fourth quarter, Bob. Deion Booker driving, fouled. Let's see the foul goes against. I think it's going to go against Chandler Pribble. Huh?
No, it's going against Booker.
Ooh, offensive foul there. Good job by Chandler Pribble. Get the feet set and take the charge right there. He's shaking the head a little bit. Hope he's not shaking the cobwebs out. 4th foul on Deion Booker for the Dukes.
So it looks like it'll be Altavista on Friday. Well, it's going to be Altavista on Friday unless Perry McClure really pulls a lot of rabbits out. But who will they play? And we'll probably find out before we go off the air, Kyle Haney.
Yep, blocked by Joseph Thompson of the Cumberland Dukes there. Basketball went out of bounds, though. Colonels will keep it. Chandler Pribble's going to do the honors on the inbound. 43 seconds left. I don't think Coach Cardellaro would mind if the Colonels just dribbled this out and didn't shoot. But Poindexter wants to try a 3. It's good. Daquan Poindexter, the freshman for the Altavista Colonels, draining a 3. Altavista did a lot of that in the first half, Bob, but he'll rekindle the old fire here with 31.7 seconds left. Foul on Daquan Farmer on the other side there. It's going to send Devon Taylor to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. First foul on Daquan Poindexter. 9th team foul on the Colonels.
And like we mentioned, if you didn't do it yesterday, you can still send Kyle Haney birthday wishes via our Facebook page or our Twitter or whatever you want.
You should like us on Facebook, that's for sure. So if you want to get on there and send me a birthday gift, that's fine. But just, Destin Brown actually scored on the wrong basket. He can't believe it. His jaw dropped wide. He grabbed the rebound. There was nobody around him, and he just stuck it back in at the closest basket. That was the Cumberland basket. He's going to have a hard time living that one down with the guys on the bench, that's for sure. But
I don't know who gets credit for that. I'm just going to write down team on my score sheet.
I think that's probably the way to go.
Whoever's close.
We're down to 5 seconds. Let me say this about Destin Brown. As nice a guy as you'll find, and he made so many great plays on the gridiron, not just in the state championship game, but all season. I think he'll be okay. And he's trying to shake it off. I'm sure he'll have a laugh about it when they get in the locker room. Colonels do get the victory, though, there. The weirdness there to end the game. 78-42 is an Altavista Colonel win, Bob. Subway postgame show on the way when we come back on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Good food, low prices, and great service keep customers coming back for more day after day at El Cazador Mexican Restaurant in Altavista. El Cazador is now open all afternoons, so you can buy anytime, any day, 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place to unwind and relax with friends. Open 7 days a week, Main Street, Altavista. El Cazador thanks you for your business and making them the #1 Mexican restaurant in town.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center. Everything for every job you do. Always here for you. Get the quality you really need. That's English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista open Saturday 8 to 4.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show sees two big Colonel wins tonight. Ladies team got the victory in the early game over William Campbell, and then the guys did the same thing here against Cumberland. I'm Kyle Haney with Bob Alvis. You heard it all on your exclusive home for Colonel Sports, Bob, 105.5 KD Country. But you knew that. Alvis is doing some score totals for both games, I think. So it'll be fun. We'll recap the games in just a little bit. But, again, let's tell you the schedule. Friday, both games are here. Altavista will host Perry McClure on the ladies' side at 5:30. And this is the Conference 44 tournament. So that'll be the Conference 44 final. Again, it's a little bit new. It's a little bit different, but we are doing conferences this year. Something new to get used to. Anyway, girls' game will start at 5:30. Subway postgame show will be on around 5:10, 5:15. Who knows? That'll be nice for some people's drive home. Hear a little hoops on the radio. Guys will follow that, obviously, and they'll host as well. And I think Bob might be telling us who they're getting ready to host.
Perry McClure.
Okay.
Mike Cardellaro will coach against the old alma mater. They beat William Campbell tonight 51-36 up in Buena Vista, but they will come here, and I can tell you for a fact that I've seen Perry McClure check out a few Altavista games this year. I think they actually were at two of the ones you weren't at, Brookville and William Campbell. So they have gotten a peek at the Colonels. Well, and I'm sure Mike Cardellaro has gotten a peek at them.
Oh, I will say this. They were up at Rockbridge High School for the Rock the Ribbon Round Ball Classic there. That was a fun event when Altavista took on Stewart's Draft. They were there playing in one of the nightcaps, and the whole team was in there checking out Altavista. Juan Thornhill throw down a monstrous dunk, and it was interesting because right after that, the entire Perry McClure team filed out of the gym. Now, I think it was just their time to go to the locker room and get changed for their game. But it was interesting that was the last thing they saw was Thornhill bringing down the Thunder. Juan tried to bring down a little bit of that tonight, but he was denied. I'll tell you, not much else went wrong for the Altavista Colonels guys team in this one. They spotted up well from behind the arc, and then they did plenty of damage inside. Mr. Thornhill himself did have another nice game all the way around. And the girls' game, too, featured some great stuff all the way around. And we'll get to that and more. We're going to take another time out here on the Subway post-game show, let Bob collect his thoughts, and let our wonderful sponsors tell you all about the things that they do. Two big Colonel wins here tonight. More Subway post-game show when you come back on 105.5 KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
This month's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. Coke and Pepsi 6-pack cans at $1.99. Free bacon biscuit with the purchase of 2 Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Double-decker moon pie for $1 with the purchase of any size coffee. Enjoy 2 chicken tender biscuits for $2.49 at the Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. You know what they say. Stop by the Apple today.
Man, it's cold in here. What's wrong with your heater?
Well, it used to work pretty good.
Back in the 90s, just call Select Air and get it fixed.
Oh, it'll probably cost a lot of money.
No, it won't, because Donnie will give you a fair price and get it done right the first time.
Maybe I'll call Select Air tomorrow.
No, you will call Select Air today, because it's freezing in here.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
2 big Colonel wins here tonight on 105.5 KD Country in front of the hometown crowd here at Altavista High School. 78-42, guys got the victory over Cumberland. 49-20, Lady Colonels knocked off the visiting William Campbell Lady Generals. It'll be 2 more home games again Friday, and like Bob and I said, if the Colonels teams can keep winning, both of them, then it'll be like this pretty much until we get to the state semifinals. At least that's our understanding of the format. But again, things are a little bit different. And
you want to talk about that format real quick while I'm totaling up numbers, just to give something to talk about?
I was hoping we wouldn't. Just kidding. No, just kidding. No, yeah. Let's talk about the format a little bit. Friday is the conference final. And that's pretty much like the old district final, because both teams are assured of their spot in regionals now. You do have to win your conference tournament to host a regional game. So those games Friday will be important from that standpoint, and important from our standpoint as well, as far as the broadcasting perspective goes. And then the regional tournament next week is set up like this: Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. And, of course, you do have to win that quarterfinal and that semifinal game to extend your season. If you lose one of those, you're done. Now, if you make it to the regional final, it's just like the regional final has been in years past. You're still playing. You can lose that regional final game. You would just have to go on the road in the state semifinal. So there's really no state quarterfinal anymore. If you can follow all that, you're better than either Bob or
you don't have to send Kyle a birthday gift.
Yeah.
You can follow all that.
Exactly.
Definitely a little bit of a headache, and that might be putting it mildly.
But really, to simplify it a little bit for us, Bob, and anybody listening at home, Friday obviously is here. Ladies will start at 5:30, guys will follow, and then after that it'll be Tuesday, and if the Colonel teams can win, it'll be a doubleheader here again. If just one Colonel team wins, well, that team will be here. The other would have to go on the road somewhere, and Colonels are.
That doesn't happen.
Colonels are in the East region, so it's a lot of those old Region A teams. Your Surreys, your Sussex, your Franklins, your Colonial Beach, your Washington and Lee. A lot of those people out on the other side of Richmond.
Right.
The east side of Richmond. I shouldn't just say the other side. But
and if you kept up with the way football did it for the state semis, what happens is they'll cross.
Right.
So you'll see somebody from the west
in the state semifinals.
In the state semifinals.
Well, anyway, that was crazy. Let's talk about a few things that aren't crazy, Bob, while you total up a little bit more, and we will take one final timeout and bring it all back with players of the game, stats, and a little bit more analysis. But one final thought, something that's not crazy, is the great deals you can get at 105.5 KD Country. First and foremost, we got the Dollar Saver going on right now. New deal every Thursday. This Thursday, it's car washes from Lynchburg Car Wash right there on Wards Road, coming out of the mall exit. Get the VIP treatment for half price up there. There's some oil changes from Feller's Chevrolet. You can't beat that there. A short drive will save you money, whether it's buying a car, whether it's just getting your car serviced. Great stuff like that on the Dollar Saver. A lot of great food on there. And then something similar.
Now, let me just butt in real quick.
Absolutely.
For those who are not familiar with the Dollar Saver, is that open to everybody?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody and anybody.
There's something that's going to be open to everybody, too, but you got to do a little bit more work.
Exactly.
That's the instant auction.
Great lead-in right there. The instant auction that Bob mentioned. That'll be March 1st. Which is not this Saturday, but next. And, yeah, it's like the Dollar Saver in the fact that you can get plenty of great deals. But the Dollar Saver, everything's half price, and you just get on there, and obviously supplies are limited. But as long as we have some, you can get it for half price. The auction? Well, it's just like an auction. If Bob wants to bid $5 on a gift certificate and I want to bid $6, I'm now the high bidder. If he wants to come over the top at $7 and I don't want to go to $8, then Bob takes it home for $7. You set your price, but like Bob said, there's going to be some competition.
And, real quick, you said the cool thing about the Dollar Savers is the car wash at Lynchburg Car Wash and the oil change.
Yeah.
Where'd you say the oil change was?
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista. Short drive will save you money.
Yeah. Those are things that are necessities in cold weather. And we're not out of the woods of cold weather yet. I mean, it's February 19th. Normally, we're not out of the woods until, I feel, maybe at the end of March. But with the way that it snowed, and, I look at your car, I've looked at my car. A lot of salt and
not pretty to look at.
A lot of salt and junk on there. So Lynchburg Car Wash, perfect place to go.
Absolutely. Bob Alvis said it. I've said it. I'm sure our producer, Lee Cameron, back at home base would say it. Let's take one more time out. We'll wrap it all up. What's some more basketball talk? Stats, players of the game. Talk about Friday, the big Perry McClure Altavista showdown that we've all been talking about. We'll see it in girls and guys. One final time out here in the Subway postgame show on 105.5 KD Country.
This is Paul Shelton, owner of Altavista Appliance and Furniture, and I want to introduce my grandson, Mitch Haley, who is my new store manager, to tell you about great things we have going for you, our valued customers.
Not only do we sell appliances and furniture, but we are an authorized Husqvarna dealer. We offer the full Husqvarna lineup, including mowers, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, with 0% financing up to 48 months. We service everything we sell. Come by and see us today at Altavista Appliance and Furniture on 7th Street, where you will get the best deals with great service.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for more than 30 years. For free consultations for personal injury cases, call 369-6621. 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels basketball team on their successful season. Go Colonels! David W. Shreve, located 7th Street, Altavista.
GMC Certified Service, Highview Motors, state inspections, transmission repair, tire sales, Highview Motors. If your ride has been in an accident, Highview Motors has the latest collision repair center and body shop. Drive-on frame machine, down-drive paint booth with baking oven, GMC and ASE certified technicians. Great selection of professional-grade GMC trucks and pre-owned cars. Highview Motors, Main Street, Altavista.
Highview Motors, GMC.
Virginia's oldest and most experienced bus distributor, Sonny Merriman Incorporated, is Virginia's premier Thomas Belt bus dealer. Sonny Merriman has been providing buses to schools, churches, medical facilities, and transit agencies for more than 45 years. Sonny Merriman is recognized for outstanding service and customer satisfaction. Sonny Merriman wishes to recognize the Altavista Colonels basketball teams on their outstanding season, and good luck in tournament play.
Now, back to the action on 105.5 KD Country.
Final segment of the Subway postgame show here from Altavista High School. Lady Colonels started us off with a 49-20 win. Guys finished up with the 78-42 win. And I'll tell you, Bob, as final stats brought to you by Bob Alvis, and of course Subway, unofficial as always, but Subway, that's always official. Eat fresh. So many great things going on in February. Customer service is always fantastic. If you botched Valentine's Day, get your sweetheart a Subway gift card. I will say this, Bob, about both games, girls and guys. Colonel started strong, pretty strong in the middle, and they finished strong, too.
Yeah,
there was a few hiccups in there. But
I'll definitely echo that sentiment totally on the starting strong and finishing strong. The ladies didn't start strong offensively.
Yeah.
But William Campbell, I mean, they kept the ball away from William Campbell, which also helped out. Final numbers for that game, by the way, include this. First off, for William Campbell, they were led by Jasmine Rosser. She had 8 points, 4 points from Kirsten Smith, 4 points from Jordan Hamlet, 2 apiece from Michaela Lockett and Jasmine Good. For Altavista, they were led by Sydney Morris's 16 points. Chelsea Robinson had 9, all in the third quarter. 8 points from Kalia Donegan, 5 points from Taylor Kraft, 4 points from choked up. Victoria Burgess, it's emotional. 2 points apiece from Casey Cox, Taylor Graves, and I'll have to get back to you on the other two.
Oh, boy.
And a free throw from Lindsey Chapman. But
Bob doesn't like when there's points missing.
Overall, Kyle, it was 4 points from Casey Cox. I'm sorry. overall, I think it was a really good effort for the Colonels tonight that they can sit on and be proud of headed into Friday's showdown with Perry McClure. Players of the game for that game, if you want.
Yeah, for the ladies. Let's do player of the game for the ladies. Now I think for William Campbell, I liked what Kirsten Smith did, the senior guard there for the Lady Generals. She seemed to run the floor for them and a good presence defensively. Got banged up at one point, but came back in there and finished strong.
Kirsten, I say Kirsten, but we both say player of the game
Nice.
for Miss Smith. For Altavista, I'm going to go, and I'm going to, Sydney Morris is obviously probably an easy choice for everybody. But I'm going to go with Chelsea Robinson, 9 points in the third quarter. I really thought she did some good things and really can play that guard position as well. And last year when we saw her, she was a lot more of a rebounder. But I thought she handled pretty good, too.
Yeah, this is scary. You're going to go. I'm going to go consensus there with you, too. We're going to get Chelsea Robinson with a double dip. Outstanding game there by Miss Robinson. Her neighborhood, like you said one time, I think. Really, really great on the glass and very good on the perimeter as well. Guys' side, a lot of guys scoring in the books there for both teams.
Kept me busy. Deion Booker had 10 from Cumberland. Dietrich Brown had 8. 5 points from Joseph Thompson. 4 points from Jeremiah Mayo. 4 points from Tony Ford. 4 points from Juwan Childress. 3 points from Devon Taylor. And 2 points from Jovan Brown. And for Altavista, 3 guys in doubles. Juan finished with 19, just one shy of 20. Darius Johnson had 13. Brother Demetrius had 12. Walker Allen and Richard Hubbard right on the doorstep with 9 apiece. 5 from Nelson Dews. 4 points from Dylan Allen. 3 points from Daquan Poindexter. And 2 apiece from Josh McClure and Navy Jones. Players of the game, I'll go with Cumberland first. I'm going to go Booker. He had 10 points. I really like what he did, though. I thought he was kind of a catalyst, but you can't fall behind by that much and expect to come out on the good end.
Good point there about Booker. Nice game, and I mentioned he was a very good athletic football player for them as well. I want to go with their big man, Jeremiah Mayo. The moves down low were nice. He didn't have the point totals, but Mayo's a good player on the other side. I'll go first for the Altavista Colonels. I'm going to go with Richard Hubbard. We talked about his defense. Defense was solid again. He was able to knock down the big three. He had that nice play there where he got right to the doorstep, head faked. His man flew right over his head. It was like the old goose and Maverick there from Top Gun. Hit the brakes and let him fly right by. And then Hubbard deposited the bucket after that. But
do you want to pick a second? Because I'm going to go too. I'm going to play cheap tonight.
There's a lot of guys I could pick.
I'll tell you. I'll just throw mine out. And
throw yours out.
Somebody
Sure.
Welcome to. I got to go Darius Johnson and Walker Allen. Walker Allen proved tonight that he is not just a three-point specialist. I thought he did a lot of good things. And this was a team that you could argue was maybe a bad matchup for Walker because they're a little bit more athletic. Not that Walker's not, but they might have had a little bit more in the athleticism than he did. But Walker Allen still, I think, fought for 9 points. And then I'm giving Darius just for the pass. Just as
at the end of the half, yeah.
That was really just dirty.
Yeah.
Kind of a no-look shovel pass to brother Demetrius. I thought it was a great play, but Darius also does a ton around the boards and defensively. Really just a strong compliment to, Thornhill or Demetrius or whoever you want to say.
Yeah, that we'll call it about a 10-foot radius around the rim there. Nobody controls that like Darius Johnson. He does a great job. Hey, player of the game, as always, Lee Cameron back at home base, our producer, making it sound sharp. And Eleanor Haney got us all kicked off there as well. So big props to her. And, Bob, we could not do it without our wonderful sponsors.
Yeah, they really are the stars of the show. And we encourage you not only to go in and give them your business, but, a lot of people always like the word thank you. And,
yes.
If you tell them, hey, thank you for helping get Altavista basketball on the radio, I think that's just as good as spending your money.
Absolutely. Stop by and visit people like the Apple Markets. Weekly specials at all 3 Altavista area locations. Select Air. Call Donnie 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's never an overtime charge. Altavista Appliance and Furniture. Best prices, great service. David W. Shreve, attorney at law. If you're facing a legal matter, don't do it alone. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, Highview has it all. Sonny Merriman. We are Virginia's bus company. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. We definitely had 2 of those tonight. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. Of course, Also sponsoring our YouTube rebroadcast, on-demand Colonel basketball and football games anytime you want to hear them. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, the happiest place in town. English is your complete home center. And Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving family since 1905. Of course, online streaming at kdcountry.com. That's brought to you by Walmart on the Clarion Road in Altavista. Save money, live better, Walmart. It's going to wrap it up for us. 2 big Colonel victories tonight, folks. Altavista girls, they got the win 49-20. The boys did their job in the nightcap, 78-42. It was a Colonel victory there. It sets up a double dip. Both games against Perry McClure. You're going to hear them all Friday. Girls start around 5:30. Subway pregame show around 5:15. Boys will follow in the nightcap. It's all going to be live and exclusive on 105.5 KD Country.